Excellent. Fine, we have all stuff, and we are set. Hey there, heroes. My name is Hero Girl. I'm your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber, and I'm here to let you know that if I can farm light through Aurum Vale for 4 straight hours, then you can too. Although I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it right off the bat. Anyway, that is what we're going to be doing today. It's just messing with my... But, okay. Yep. It's always hard to get like the exact right positioning you need, because I want to make sure that my camera is good, that the microphone is the right proportion away from my mouth, or my mouth, as the Canucks say. Anyway, so we are going to be doing that today. However, this is also the first time I've logged in this week, so I need to do a couple things. I need to stop by the free company house just to like make sure that nothing goes wrong, that nothing goes bad, that Yoshi P decides to not evict the poor Elizin and her roommate. Like, you know, as you do. Also, I've just been gathering a lot of soil through my shroud, through my so I do want to like, you know, just take care of the daily things that I miss. Okay, maybe I don't necessarily like miss it, but like it's good value. It doesn't take too long, and the only real obstacle here is just I think some of the extra steps I accidentally added in. Like sometimes you just need to... Oh, don't hold it. Seeds! I need seeds! I need to head back into the mansion in order to get the master seed. But sometimes you just add in a few too extra steps, and that's bad for the old executive function. Let's see. What these we have? Ice seeds, fire seeds. Grade 1, grade 2. Hold on to all my grade 2. Fine. And in fact, how much? Pretty low on. Seeds. Probably be sending my for more seeds. Definitely. I mean, you don't just want a thing. So let's go ahead and keep getting like fire seeds. Fire shards can actually sell for a pretty penny. Pretty sure, yeah. Also makes by Aurum. I've got like a couple of plants in. Maybe send my... Oh, I can botany. So then, only botany in that. Okay, yeah. We'll start sending my botanist out. Or seed. Which one has seed? Light? Gets me 50? Oh wait, yeah, I've got to all of them first. Okay, now let's try this. I don't have time to farm all these seeds myself. Why pay you, the Warrior of Light, to do it for me? I mean, like, what else is she doing? Slaying gods? No. I mean, have you been to have you been to this newfangled continent that they have? Did I already pay it? Yeah, I did. Seriously. I Have you been to this newfangled continent? Have you been to the Sun Kingdom, as it were? Golden City? Meow! Hey, it's Fron! Hey, Fron. Hey, buddy. How you doing today? Chillaxing? Chill maxing? Okay, hold on. Here's a question that I think is perfectly reasonable. But every time I ask my husband, he just puts his headphones on and turns them up. Is chillaxing like still the most popular term, or is it chill maxing? Can't resub till tomorrow. Why not? Is there like a limit? Is there a thing, or are we just like, you know, maxing out on like the days? Because like if that's what it is, oh, Prime sub. Oh, because you don't get your Prime sub until later. Yeah, that's perfectly. What was I doing just now? Okay, so I just did house duty. Not doing submarine stuff today, even though I probably should be. Right. We go get our fleet mark real quick. It's in Atalanoska. That boat. And then we're gonna go. Once I'm done with that, we're gonna go to New Year's and we're gonna go get the. Also, chillax. Chill maxing is something different. Well, what's the difference between chillaxing and chill maxing then? It's like one is almost definitely based on relaxing, right? Like that's the etymology of chillax. It's chill plus relax, like cool down, fella. But then your chill maxing, it's like you're maximizing your amount of chill time, I guess. I guess if that's the case, then like it makes sense for them to be different things. Because if you're because then it's like chillaxing is something that you tell other people. It's like, dude, you're going like 100 miles an hour. You're going out at 10. I need you to calm down and go at about a 3. Also, we're like, it just makes sense, right? Oh, right. I can't do that yet. I have to actually work my way through the cycle. That's what a rotation is. It's the entirety of what this game is built upon. You can't just, like, go straight into your gnashing vein. You need currency in order to spend it. You want to use your sick Reaper skills? Well, you have to actually, like, build up the meter to use your sick Reaper skills. Alright, so that takes care of the weekly. That gives us a little bit of seals. And, like, I'm doing that specifically because there's some good stuff that you can get. Specifically, like, glam pieces that I've been eyeing. So, doing that weekly is important. I should be doing fashion report as well. That also takes a little bit of time. And all I really want to do is just make sure I get my fortune told before I forget. Like, I already forgot about the Christmas event. I did not do the Christmas event, so I missed out on whatever Santa gear came with that. But, like, who can forget about Tatabanashi? Or however it is properly pronounced. There's a whole quest! There's a whole quest that I'm not going to be prepared to do right this second, but that's fine. That's right. The Omi Kujishi. Far Eastern Fortunes. Yes, I would like to draw. Nice way for temples to raise some money. All right, let's see. Last year at the Morris Fortune was absolutely horrendous. Absolutely awful luck. And, like, sometimes you'll see this in anime where someone gets, like, really good luck or really bad luck. Oh, no, not again! Not again! Alright, I gotta screenshot that. That is, like, the ideal misfortune face. Go ahead, we'll grab that. We'll post that into the Final Fantasy channel on the server. Oh, bingo. Alright, misfortune. Not grave misfortune, but misfortune. Thou shalt experience misfortune. Heed these words of guidance and thy luck may change. Adventure. Renew thy spirit beyond the horizon. They know that I've been putting out the miscue. They're like, hey, we see you. You're like level 84, and you still haven't even started the Realm Reborn patch content. Get the move on. Stop it. Stop being over leveled. Relationships. An old friend may become a new flame. Handle the fires of passion with care. I see. Getting back with some of those NPC ships, I see. Prosperity. Good fortune awaiteth. Outfit thy retainers anew. Ooh, so maybe this is gonna be the year we go into Heaven's Ward. Kel in the box, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. Let's see, conflict. Even in victory, thy heart's desire shall elude thee. Perseverance is the key. Even in victory, thy heart's desire shall elude thee. Oh no. Oh no. Does that mean that even if I, like, you know, publish my book or get my Zodiac Weapons, that I'm not going to feel fulfilled? That I'm not going to get the experience that I'm looking for, which is the acceptance of my peers and allies? Favor, like unto the destroyer's bolt, misfortune may strike without warning. Be ever prepared. Oh dear. Why does the Moor keep getting the awful fortunes? Like, Hiroko didn't get this. Corey doesn't get this. Oh my god, I really did just like make a I basically just made a Blorbo that I want to torture with horrendously tragic affairs. Alright, I think that takes care of the stuff I wanted to take care of on the weekly basis. Double check my inventory real quick. Oh, I got the Onion Knight card. Not sure when I got that. Been doing one of the Cloud of Darkness runs. Got a Darkness normal and Alliance, not the new Chaotic Alliance raids, which I don't have unlocked yet because I still haven't finished on Trail. I don't know what it is, chat. I don't know what it is, but MSQ just consistently drops off for me as soon as we hit the actual expansions. Let's head back to Redania. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not paying fucking 600 gil to go back to the forest. I'm taking the Skytrain. Save yourself some gil. Take the commute, folks. It's not worth the extra money when you're locked into frickin' a Realm Reborn. Ooh, someone's working on their desynthesis. All right, appreciate it. All right, so then airship landing. So like I said, today we're going to be working on getting the light that I need for Aurum Vale. I figure that's going to be some good yapping material. But also at some point I may decide to take a break. And what we'll actually do is go play some in-game gacha. The next step of the Relic requires me to craft some items that I need to turn in for quests to get the next advancement. And I have some of the items that I need already. I need my saddlebag. So like I've got the aged spear shaft. And the only way to get this spear shaft is by desynthesizing an aged spear, like an old relic spear. Get this. It is an item that you purchase from a specific NPC vendor. And then you have to desynthesize it. Now, the higher your desynthesis chance, the higher chance you have of getting the rare items. And it is significantly cheaper. It's significantly cheaper to try and roll for them than it is to buy them off the market board. Now, here's the ticket. But only up to a point. So, like, if it's 15,000 to buy one H spear shaft, then that means that I have essentially 15 rolls, because it's 1,000 per item, to try and pull the item before I would have just been better off buying it off the market board. Now, it's not like perfect because I do get some stuff like the steel ingots and all the other materials that I can resell to try and get my money back. But oh my god, I have to save like 400k for strictly purchasing items that cost 100k each, and there's 4 of them. So most of my cash flow is locked up. That also means though that I have to start cashing in on all that cobalt stonks, cobalt ore, dark steel ore. That means I can't really afford to have my mining retainer just stop shopping for soil right now. Then I only have 2 retainers. You know what would solve that though? Maybe upping my subscription price so I can get more retainers, so I can have more people working for me. No, that's not gonna work. Let's see. So what are we doing back at the old Serpent in Medicine? The old Dr. Severus? Well, see, here's the thing. I am about to do Aurum Vale. And in order to try and, like, you know, get more, just... Actually, Legionnaire... Oh, let me just send... Okay. Clear Demi Material 2 and Earthshard. I'll go ahead. But, we're gonna be picking up a lot of extra material, extra equipment. And one thought is that I can go ahead and desynthesize all that, which I will. I will absolutely be synthesizing them up to a point. But also, it's a good time to just get some extra seals. Oh, I don't. I just want to sort this all out so that way I don't have to dig around. Actually, is there even like a point? Is there a point to me having the learner's circle anymore? I'm pretty sure like everything I have is up to 25. I might just need to stick that into my chest. Yeah. No, everything I got is up 25, and like Astro, Dark Knight, and Magnus start at 30. So like, yeah, I can just go ahead and stick that into the armor later. Okay, it's good to know. Okay. So, this is going to be the meat and potatoes for the day. Let's go ahead and get it twisted. Fail. There you are. Alright, buckle in, kids, because we're going on a cross-country trip down to Florida to see old grandma. And by George, the only DVD we have in the player is Tangled. Like, I like Tangled, but I am not a watch it like 2 or 3 times every time that we have a super long road trip lover of Tangled. Like, I'm not gonna lie. You watch Tangled long enough, and you start to resent it a little bit. And I am not gonna be able to one-shot this thing, not unless I really like figure out a strat. Try and like do it. Ooh, this goes away. Wait, right? Eventually, yeah, it goes away eventually. All right, and I am grabbing the treasure coffers while I go. That's right. I mean, I can level up my steel, right? Okay, so we only need to hit this thing. Yep. That frees up the passage up there. These first few maps are just going to be like rowdy. That's just a Morble seed. We don't need the Morble minion. Wait, hold on. Can I desynthesize the Morble minion actually? I'm gonna grab the... Oh, and it comes with the Aurum boots. That's more desynth material. But oh god, I'm gonna have to do this like, I think what 50 runs. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 50 runs or something like that. And this is just kiting. I'm telling you, I would love to just like, you know, knock this thing out in a jiffy, but I'm working on Makai gear here. I'm working off like substandard Heaven's Ward gear. I don't even have like the Shire stuff. And then like, is it worth coming to me over here if it's for the Dodoro material? The Dodoro wings, right? Of course, of course. Like the Dodoro wing is actually valuable material, but if my whole point is to just gather light, I probably don't want to stop by it like every time. I don't know. Like that feels like min-maxing in a way that's actually gonna not work out the way we want it to. Let's see. Yeah, we have to kill both of these things. And then, oh no, we have to clear. Oh no, we don't have to clear out the entire room. We can just go. Excellent, excellent. Okay, and then like after this, it's just wait, hold on. Got turned around there. All right, so this is gonna get us through to the final boss. And like, just don't even bother with poison. Poison is like slow acting, it is assured, but we're just here for like the pure damage of heavy bow. We are here, we are in the clear misfortune of a mosh pit that has a lot of vine poles in it. Alright, emits brilliant light. We're perfectly happy to see that. And then we can't even, like, get the boots because we already have the boots somehow. Pulled it from one of the early ones. So... there we go. There's, like, the Dodoro wing. That gets used for things and stuff like... what's it actually used? Dodoro leather? Dodoro leather gets used for, like, the doublet. Oh, right! It goes into their Urias coat! That's right! So this is actually, like, pure stonks. Yeah, we absolutely want the Dodorio coat. I would absolutely go ahead and take like one of the most basic starting glamours that a FF Sprout absolutely loves to see. Like, this is an absolutely goated coat. It's an S tier coat. This is the thing where you go, hey, you want to look good? Well, I can go ahead and make you a pretty good looking coat. Absolutely no problem. It's perfectly dyeable. Like, you can, like, sure, the base color is not all that special, but like, hey, I like a nice Roland Berry red. Dalamud red doesn't look too bad. Now with the much more of an hunter green or an ochre green type gal, but also, you know, you can go with some dark blues. You got the purples. You know, I don't necessarily fuck with the metallic. I don't think the metallic goes great on that cloth. But like, hey, if that's what you want, don't let me be the reason that you stop. So like, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll stock up on some Dodorio wings at the same time. Make sure we get our money's worth. Now, let's see. Is there like a good decent? There kind of is, but there also kind of isn't. I think we're better off just like doing the expert delivery. The pinks actually have like some good. Like, we could just like go straight back in. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing too at a point. But no. I'm going to be doing all these anyway. Kind of like to get a little bit more than just to light up with the relic. I mean, of course, at that point, you're kind of like, well, shouldn't the experience be its own reward? I mean, you're doing this for a relic. You're doing this for the experience of having a Realm Reborn relic by the time that you get into Heaven's Ward, when most people who play Heaven's Ward these days, they're gonna skip that entirely. They're gonna be like, okay, well, you know, Ultimate Weapon, that was perfectly fun. I had a good time, but I'm ready to just to get to the good part of Final Fantasy now. Meanwhile, I'm here being like, you know what? No, when I go into that scene from Heaven's Ward, I want to look like an absolute boss. I want to like recreate that image of absolute stoicism of walking into Ishgard, and I want to look like an absolute bomb. And like, you know, kind of already do that with the relic weapon as is, but we're going for gold here. I want to make sure we have like absolutely no content left by the time we get to Heaven's Ward. You know, kind of as the as the developers intended. I mean, maybe not intended. I don't mean to. Oh wait, I forgot to try and decent the seedling. I'm gonna have so many seedlings in my inventory. We don't need to stop by that treasure chest. I don't think that says anything particularly relevant. Boom. Pop the old flag. And then, hey, you know what? We have the entourage party here. We like to call this the Purple Parade, not to be confused with the Black Parade, my husband's favorite song of all time. You can, in fact, just play the single piano note, and he will ask you to finish the song. Danger Snake a Snake. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. We are just hanging out. We are just yapping while I attempt to do this like 50 runs. There's another Dodoro wing. You'll love to see that. We will be the change that we want to. We will give all of the baby sprouts brand new Urias coats. I mean, like, you have to get the Urias leather from the Wanderer's Palace. That's not nearly as you just don't have to run as much for that. In fact, I don't even think that the why am I bothering with poison? Don't bother with poison. You just need to kill. Stop clicking on the. Stop clicking on the mother. Stop clicking on the children. You are not here. You are not here to commit babycide. You are here in order to commit matricide. Wow, they're actually doing like a hot chip of damage. And I have gotten turned around once again. You know, I don't normally have difficulty navigating Aurum Vale, but when you're trying to, like, you know, dodge the paparazzi, you end up having to do the old Daniel Radcliffe, wear the same outfit non-stop just so that way all the pictures are useless. I mean, like, hey, I was planning on changing Thamor's outfit at some point. But is it my fault that the classic Bard drip is actually just, like, the best Bard drip you can get in Realm Reborn? Probably not. Oh, and now we have to deal with the after-party cleanup. There we go. And then the Miser's Folly Orchestra for me. I'll take it. Pretty sure I already have that orchestra roll, but I'll take it. Yes, we do already have it. So can we, like... Oh, can we not desynthesize it? No, it just gets used for the marble chandelier! And it only needs one marble seedling. I mean, I might as well make the chandelier at some point now, right? Because I only need, like, some marble saliva, some tallow candles, some marble vine. You know, I could probably just send my husband down to the corner store for some of that stuff. Like, yeah. Just, you know, grab a vine, grab some spit, and get a nice scented candle from Bed Bath Beyond. Alright. Do I want to sort... Okay, so like it's one seed here, one seed here. Is it just going like 1, 2, 3, 4? I think it is. Probably just leave the items there. Don't do anything with them necessarily. Go ahead and turn in. Yeah, pretty much everything here. I mean, like if you want early glam, the Aurum jacket isn't all that bad. I kind of like the Aurum cuirass as well. They're not dyeable, but the model that they have is pretty good. Like, I like that. Let's see. What was it? Was it 0? Yep, and then we can just like zero it all out. I love that. Love that. Shout out to my wife for teaching me that little trick. That'll make getting through the seal significantly easier. Oh wait, I could just like use this here. No etheric activity. I've fed you twice already. Why are you still hungry? Oh, I see. You are not concerned about like the actual contents of your stomach, but rather you are concerned about the possibility that there may be no contents in the future. I see. This is why you meow at me. Cats, let me tell you. Let's see. Is this like a... Is this a sonnable fight? Maybe it is. And then... Yep, okay. That's good there. Now we can just go ahead and run. We're not worried about this. This falls off, like... Eventually. Grab that. That gets us earrings. It gets us a chain. The pink material, that's, like, good for decent, right? I'm, like, fairly certain it is. Save the running for this portion. I think that's the map strat we want. This does get us sabotons and a ceiling, but considering that we can get gear from there at the very end, that is no longer worth getting. Okay. See, this is what all the quality speedrunners do. They map out their speedruns. They figure out their priorities. And my priority is to just like get this done quickly. I don't like being here. Like, is Aurum Vale anywhere near as bad as what it was originally? No, I don't think anyone could like get away with saying that. All right, go ahead. We can sprint through here, and like you can sneak past the scorpions, but again. Want that? Oh, I got 2 Dodoro wings. That's better than anything I could sell for seals. Oh, and now I've got the apex arrow that I never actually learned how to use. All right. Let's see. We got. Shoot the mother. Right. Alright, perfect. My sprint is not going to come off cooldown nearly as fast as what I would like it to be, and that is disappointing. Also, I gotta be careful, because apparently putting the wrong combination of stuff will just, like, completely rob me of my ability to stream. So, like, hey, that's a thing. And then, hey, you know what? Just like Elvis, we are back in the building. You know, it's gonna be at this point where, during the bit, where my wife will just shake her head and call me a strange cat. And like, she's partially right. Like, there is definitely something strange going on here, Mr. Anderson. Maybe if I just, like, stop trying to, like, play strafey for a second and remember that they can't actually harm me. Maybe that'll calm things down. Currently, we're at a best of 328. Actually, hold on. Let me grab a sticky note here. What is our personal best so far? Put this note. 28. So it's currently taking 3.5 minutes. So if we need to grab, say, for example, 47 more. Let's see. 3 multiplied by 60. That gives us a 360. Add in the 28. Then multiply that by, we'll say 47. That's going to be roughly 18,236 seconds. To redivide that by 60 to get the conversion into, it's going to be about 303 minutes. Divide by 60 one more time. We get about 5 hours. I am not going to be able to clear this in one stream, I am going to scream. I can't believe Yoshi P would do this to me specifically. I mean, if you just had better armor, it wouldn't be so much of a grind. Yeah, you could theoretically do like a Totoro, a 1,000 bucks of Totoro if you are not like specifically leveled up particularly high. But then again, I'm not as big a fan of Totoro just because you do have to wipe out all of the enemies before the next hallway unlocks, whereas with here you just need to hit like 1 or 2. Yeah, you go ahead and you get the you do get the posse look, but like, does it actually matter? Kind of not. There we go. Like, see, we were standing perfectly still. We never dipped below 55,000. Oh, we missed that. That's fine. You don't have to optimize. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm sorry, Wilson. You were an acceptable loss. You helped us out in our greatest time of need, but I gotta keep going, brother. Oh dear. Oh no. She's completely ignoring the lion pill. She's completely stealing the bet. And like, yeah, that's how autistic impersonation goes. Not impersonation. Was it? It's not cloning either. And I forgot I could sprint through that, right? It's just gonna be like this for a little bit. Like, you know, you see someone do a bit, you like the bit, you want to try the bit on for yourself, and you need to, you know, experiment. You need to find out exactly what works and what doesn't. And part of that is admitting that, you know, it's not gonna sound like your exact thing off the bat. Yeah, see, like there was no shot. Okay, we don't have to actually like go full on strafe kiting. The carnivorous seedling, that's not what we want. I don't need a carnivorous seedling, I need leather. Please, father. The children deserve leather. And then, like, you know, just take the time, go ahead and attack everyone as you go. You're not doing anything else during the hallway scenes. Maybe, alright, so there's, go ahead, hit that. Alright, and now we can sprint. Now we are A-okay to sprint. Go ahead and hang a left here. Not a right at Albuquerque, as Bugs Bunny so often got himself lost during. And now that we are here, we can very comfortably just, you know, do some pew-pew. In fact, I will just stay here, so that way we can just start spamming the Guo AoE. I am literally going to kill all of you before you do even a fraction of my damage to me, so we have no danger whatsoever. And like, that was easy, that was nice. And now we get brilliant light out of that. Like, I don't know what else you could want. And then because we are not World of Warcraft, we don't have to worry about any diseases following us back into the overworld. I heard that was a thing that came back recently, believe it or not. Yep, just rack in those seals. Rack in those seals, I can actually afford to pay my squadron now. And this really is just like the thing that we're doing today. But hey, it's, you know what? It's okay. I've got the whole squad here. I've got Red Eyes Black Penguin, I've got Penguin the Tormentor, and I've got Dark Magician Bunny. Dark Magician Bunny Girl? Or is it... Hold on. So, like, a bunny girl is, in fact, like, the Playboy bunny. But if you want to say a girl that is an actual factual bunny, I guess you would have to say, like, girl bunny? Or is it girl rabbit? I don't know. Like, bunny's actually, like, cuter. And I feel like part of the appeal of bunny is, you know, cuteness. That's what Shangri-La Frontier taught me. Feel that thing? You're dead. Perfect. Alright, now we're good to sprint. We got the Saletta plus some earrings. You love to see the pinks. So, like, Dark Magician Rabbit doesn't quite work. Dark Magician Girl Bun. Girl Bun kind of sounds like Girl Boss. I kind of like that. That sounds fine. Ah, but it's Dark Magician Girl, so it's like Dark Magician Bun? You could go with Dark Magician Bun, but then people are like, well, is it the Dark Magician Girl or is it the Dark Magician? And I feel like if I was talking about the actual factual Dark Magician, I'm talking about the toys from McDonald's, by the way. We got them a little here in Canada a little earlier than we did in the States, so that was actually really nice. There we go. Aurum Vale, kind of a you know, it's an alright looking robe, but it's not like my preferred robe. I hope we can sprint here. That helps up a lot. Got another seedling. The seedlings are like useful for plants, I think. Like if you want some plant stuff. Actually, you know what? I've been wanting to kind of decorate my room a little bit more, get more of a plant-based vibe. I think at this point we just like make it actual factual Aurum Vale based. Actually, that, you know what? That brings up a good question. Do you think that people who live in Eorzea have like cottagecore, except they call it like, you know, Redania core or even Aurum Vale core? Like, there's so much furniture that's built around just the mossy bits. Like, that has to be an actual movement or a style, right? The way that people have like Baroque style furniture, they have Aurum style furniture. Like, what actually is the style that's justified? Am I actually using, like, my heel here? Same. Like, what is the style that came out of just harvesting marble seeds to make chairs? Like, how did that happen? Alright, and there's Dungeon Master. That actually shoots me up to level 84. I have Enhanced Bloodletter. I will gladly take that. Thank you. So, like, that's the weirdest thing, too. I hit level 84 just now. Not because I've been, you know, grinding Palace of the Dead or anything like that. It's because of literally just the weekly challenge log. You do your fates. You fates like every week, and the weekly challenge log just skyrockets you. It is actually kind of insane. Gotta spend that 0, chat. Actually, hold on. We have like achievement. Logs, challenge log, there we go. Fate, 1.192 million just for completing 5 fates with the highest rating possible. Complete 10 fates with the highest rating possible, get another 0.2 million. That is literally like 1/4 of an experience bar for where I'm at right now. Like, that is just actually insane. You'd love to see that. Was there like one for... Yep, 5 unique challenges, 10 unique challenges. Complete 5 dungeons, 79.4. Complete 3 dungeons via duty relic. You get so much experience just by filling these out. Oh, my retainers completed the venture. I mean, take an hour break. Going off to my retainers real quick. But where is like the closest retainer? It literally just the markets over here, maybe. Might be. I don't mind making the run. Definitely gonna have to set her off on the cobalt ore now. Cobalt ore is a regular seller. I like that one. I need to make some quick cash. Let's see. This is mining for Shroud. So then, yeah, let's just go mining for some of that cobalt. Get like 50 cobalt ore. The alternative is to go grabbing some of the dark steel. Ferberite is actually okay. Like that was okay, but you only get the 6. You need some. You make a lot of the You need it very specifically to make some of the augmentation stuff. And then dark steel, it sells pretty good, but you only get like 10. So yeah, send you off for some cobalt ore. Start making some money. And what money can we get off of our bots? I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything like off the top of my head for what sells particularly well with botany, except just for like crystals. And like, where am I at like crystal wise? I still need like an assload of ice crystals. I am all out of water shard crystal. Not the shards. I need to go shards. Start getting some of those water lights. Actually got shards. Let's go ahead and send you 4. And then like we don't have to worry about ventures ever again because we are going to be spending pretty much all of our seals on ventures. Like I probably should be spending some amount of those seals on brew. Right, why don't we go ahead and do we'll send them off. We'll get I don't know, probably some more materia. Actually, yeah, they're not bad for getting materia. Material can also sell pretty good, especially when you have someone else. You have some other dingus that needs materia. They need a bunch of material because you just that's what you affix to it. That's how you get your Zodiac Weapon. You fix like 75 different materials, and even if you have like a whole stash, you just need more. Squad missions, yes. Now what do we want? Infiltrate and rescue is like the best one because it gives you the squadron manual. Everything else is like good manuals if you need like crafting or gathering, but yeah, I think it's just like infiltrate and rescue. I don't really see a reason to get anything else. So they'll be gone for like a couple weeks. And like only 3,000 seals? That's so cheap. 3,000 seals, that's like, I don't know, 2 runs? Runs of Aurum Vale, that's it. And then meanwhile we get, see, did I already shake everything down? I did. Okay, we got 13 left over. And then anytime that we reach cap, we'll just buy an assload of ventures from the quartermaster. Sounds good. Actually, what is that new attribute that we got? Do like what does that actually do? Let's see. Let's go into like actions. Enhanced blood letter allows a 3rd charge of blood letter and a 3rd charge of blood letter. Oh, that is the good shit. That is some real good shit. The actions. I don't actually have all the actions I'm supposed to. Like I don't have Imperial Arrow. I don't have Sidewinder, Iron Jaw. I don't have those because I did not do Heaven's Ward yet. I am not in Heaven's Ward, so that's not a thing I get. What? But like, holy shit! 3rd blood letter. That is deceptively huge. Let's see. I should be using Peloton for this first part, even though like it just becomes an absolute nothing for the first thing. All right, so now we go ahead. We hit here. Hit you with blood letter. Hit you with blood letter. Hit you with blood letter. And then like all those blood letters are gonna start adding up. There's one more shot. Now we're free. And this is the part where we can go ahead and sprint. Just want to sprint. Wait until we get the chest so that way we don't miss it. We can go ahead and grab that on the fly. Then the blood letter's also good. See, it's smooth now. It's smooth. We're getting there. Skip that chest. We don't need the extra marbles. The marbles don't actually do a whole lot. It's like they're so cheap to get off the board now. Go ahead. Ah, no. I thought I could run it through them. Just do a quick AoE so that way we don't have to do anything. Alright. And then, like, if you just want to clear out some of these mobs real quick, that'd be huge. Alright, coin counter's gone. We're done there. We still have, like, all these plants. But our defense and dexterity is high enough that we're just going to dodge everything. And, like, then it's fine. Then everything is fine. I have sprint back up. We do get the Dodoro wings. Man, can you imagine all the sprouts out there that would love to just, like, be randomly gifted a coat? But then they're not really going to have an idea of like what the coat is for. They're going to be like, what does this coat do? You're like, it's a coat. It doesn't seem like it gives good stats. Yeah, but it's a coat. It looks cool, right? And you know, that's a nice little parlance to teach them about glam. Teach them about how to look absolutely fly. And then, yep, okay. So, oh god, that third blood letter is so huge. Absolutely loving it. And then of course, you know, my wife will try like hang out in the office while I'm streaming, but unfortunately, sometimes the old hero girl's a little too distracting. Sometimes if it's just like non-stop chatter, then you know, I get it. You know, you need to relax. You need to not have as much stimulation, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes you don't want the stimulation. Sometimes you just be like, you know what? I'm just here to chill. That's 356. That was actually a little slower than. Do I even need to like hit these guys? I don't have to kill them. I just need to get through before they interrupt me. The good old Vega. I can't remember. I don't remember if I have a Vega in my glamour dresser or not. It's a nice little it's a nice little glam piece. We've been at this for almost an hour. Not quite. More like 40 minutes-ish. Alright, so we can, like, try and get whatever Paleoton we can out of this portion. Perfectly fine. We don't care about the gold bile. We care about the gold bile a little bit. Take out the plants while we go in. That way they don't just, like, completely tag along. Like, it's not that they're dangerous, it's that they're obnoxious, you know? Alright. Go ahead, we got that cleared out. Go ahead, grab the treasure chest. Now we can run. Now this run has legs. Alright, tell Mama Plant that her life on this world is not long for the world. And then, hey, you know what? What a way to bring in the new year. It's only the first weekend, but I felt pretty productive this week. I got the VOD done for V Chronicle. I got the I'm back to work on the Yuri on Ice video, although the Yuri on Ice video is not going to go onto my standard YouTube channel. It is actually going to be a part of my Freely Justice essay channel. It is a little different. I'm going to tweak the fairy tale video that I did and bring that back. Alright, see? And we didn't even have anything chasing us. We can go ahead and Paleoton. Oh, that feels good. Oh, you love to see the wings. Get the wings, make the leather, sell the leather. That's probably going to do a lot more good for the economy than actually bailing out the Totoro Urias coat monopoly. But no, I've got like videos in the pipeline now. That feels good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I went through my entire Christmas break worried that I was just gonna flat out turn into a lump. I was worried that I was gonna like lose all the progress that I had. But I guess I had enough momentum build up from the previous year that I could relax and take a break and not have to worry about my entire progressivity falling apart. And you know, why am I not pushing my my crit button? I should be pushing all my buttons. Like, absolutely all buttons must be pushed. All right, there we go. 307, that's a personal best. 307, we will take that. We will take that. In fact, let me go ahead and let's get a counter up, shall we? Yeah, let's go ahead and get like a quick text counter. Text. Personal best. Currently at 307. Alright, go ahead and put that down. We can actually just like leave that up top there. I don't mind that. Yeah. Alright. 307's the current personal best. Ooh, okay. Make sure you stretch between runs. Ugh. Don't want to end up like most of the artists I know. Okay, so that's like 6 items. That's 282 per item. At how many seals are we pulling in? Like 1692. Not nothing. Like 1692, that'll buy a like 16 ventures. That's 15 ventures a run. Pays for a couple of hours of retainer farming. Every time a retainer spends an hour out, they've pulled in 50 cobalt ore. 50 cobalt ore. That's like half a stack. So every 2 hours, you're getting a full stack. That's like 3,500 gil, give or take. 300 gil per stack on a good day. Like, that is actually like pretty stonk. If you want to talk about making money, that is some actual factual money. That kind of makes this all worth it. Alright, grab this. Now we can run. Oh wait, no, when did I use my sprint? Ah, well, that's gonna hurt the run. Okay, but maybe we can get it back because we have our straight shots ready. in 10. This would be a great time to continue sprinting. We only get it back in like 5, 4. At this point, it's not even worth using. Hold that for the second one. Try and get it back. Go ahead, pop an AoE there. Got a straight shot going. Just start popping like all the AoEs there, so that way we can get rid of all them. I am wondering exactly what it was I thought I was accomplishing. Alright, start moving on to the next room. We do not manage to get rid of all the dynamites. That's right, we got our sprint back. And there's... Oh, right, I'm not using my... What's this? Apex arrow. It delivers an attack in a straight line. Potency 100 to all enemies. I mean, I guess that's the thing, right? I've been so over-leveled for Realm War specifically that I haven't had to learn how to use any of my extra bard skills. Alright, this is clear. Now we're set, and I can even just... I wonder how many I can actually... It uses 20, but it seems like that's the entire bar. I mean, yeah. I should really be using my crits more often. And like that's all super. 316, nope. Not even close. Okay. Like video editing wise, I'm actually really happy with being able to make the additional progress. Especially since, you know, you scrub through raw footage and that can take a little while. I actually did not think that I was actually going to make it just from that initial run. But then I have a chance to have a fun little experiment. I get to make some jokey jokes. I get to have fun stimming off of my friends' jokes and their stims. Especially Kyria. Kyria makes some great noises. Just like, you know, make sure you rewind the spring that's in her back. I guess say, you want to pick off the lilies. Not because you fear them. Because you want them to fear. Alright, that's all good. Hit that. Sprint. Got it down to a science. Honestly, like, Ninja was what Reynon was doing when she was doing this challenge. And that's pretty great because of the base speed being sped up by, like, half. But Bard not having to, like, actually melee and cast makes this pretty good. Like, oh, God. Could you imagine having to do this step on Black Mage? That would be literally the worst thing ever. Although, maybe there's something to be said for the fact that Black Mage gets a lot of mobility options at higher levels. So what that actually ends up doing is, you know, you get to find out how to turn Turret Mage into Speed Mage. But, you know, why am I popping my crit there? I don't need to do that. That's perfect. Absolutely looking to publish my first book this year, though. I just have a couple more scenes to outline for this one. It is about a D&D party that comes together and gets magic armor. aka a good old Mystic Knights revival. Mystic Knight revival that we deserve, that Bandai unfortunately cannot deliver. So we know that kills. That's open. That's fine. Yeah, we're at 100, so I'm gonna have to like use. I'm gonna like learn how to use this Apex arrow more. Like, I've got my T set to the inner. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, it does use up the entire bar. Okay, so like, but that makes it really good for clearing out this room. I like that. That helps out a lot. And get our prize. Okay, I think we found our rhythm. Ah. You know, it kind of sucks though. The natural learning process of completing a book, not writing, not writing the book, but like completing the book. I've been writing Salvation for like a few years now, but Salvation doesn't feel like it's anywhere close to being publishable. I keep going back and changing what I actually want to like make it. That first volume just feels hard. But hey, you know what? You take a book that, works as a standalone, you write it out. Maybe you don't get to do all the things that you want to do, but you tell yourself, hey, you know what? I am okay with this not actually continuing on past this, because the real joy was the characters we wrote along the way. Did that frog walk away? I don't think the frog went away. I don't believe it does. Oh, wait. Now we can sprint again. Being absolutely best mechanic ever. Yeah, like one blood letter, one normal attack, and the Mortal Queen falls. I'm gonna have to like refill my water here on the next one. And oh, you love to see Bloodletter do its thing. Oh wait, there's still some buggers there. And no, one of them survived. That sucks. Ugh. Salvation's my baby, you know? And like, I say that it sucks because Salvation is the book that I started writing because I wanted to learn how to write a book before I started working on another book that I wanted to really write. And it's like, well, now I've put myself into this perpetual step ladder of, well, okay, I don't want to mess up this book, so I'm going to write this book instead. Oh, well, now I care too much about this book, so let's go ahead and write this other book instead. And maybe that's actually fine, at least in the context of just like, you know, understanding that you got to stop writing these big sweeping epics. That if you want to write, you need to just be okay with writing a one and done. So then I think more writers need to understand, even though they really, really enjoy the works of ye old Brandon Sanderson. All right, 304. That's 304. That's a personal best. Part of me wants to like Yep. Personal best, 304. Go ahead and... I didn't think we were going to get that. Did not think that we were going to get that. Astroth K. Okay. Like, it shows in the chat, but like, you know, you're seeing the counter on the right side, so like that's all you really need. It's like, oh wait, hold on. Is that like the Ishgard gown? Is that like the Ishgard gown? I think it is. Hold on. There's Neogish Guardian, top of healing. Okay, you know what? Hey, that's pretty good. I like the I like the greens and browns. And yeah, that's another 1600. Like, that's not nothing. Like, look at some of the glam out here that I want to grab. What was it? Another armor. Like, yeah, I kind of want this this Serpent Lieutenant's coat. I think it looks nice. And like, you've got the hat. This is like this nice big hat that I associate with nice Russian ladies. Good hat. Oh right, let me just refill water real quick. Fortunately, I don't actually have to get up and leave to do this now. Ever since my mother-in-law gave me a 1.5 liter water bottle of Tupperware, all of my drinking habits have improved. Like, I always knew that I would benefit greatly from having a Tupperware bottle like what my partners have. But what I did not realize was that by holding onto a 1.5 liters, a significantly larger bottle than what they use, I can just have a massive bottle and pour it into my little sippy cup. So that way I can do my little stream sips. It's great. I love it. Don't write those big sweeping epics. That is easily the advice that I should have had to begin with. But like, part of that comes with just having the perspective. Part of that is having a hard guide of, this is what I can do, this is what I am aiming to do, and also, you know, understanding what's realistic for you. Understanding that if straight shot is active, then you should probably be pushing straight shot. Unless we just lucked into like perfect... Oh, the frog does leave! The frog leaves! He does not follow you! That's astounding. But yeah. Just, I don't know. I've been really cutting back on the scope creep. It's actually what helped me make the Final Fantasy video. And that's an actual skill that you have to learn.
You telling me it's shrimp fried this rice?
Ron, thank you so much for the shrimp check. Thank you for helping out, buddy. Don't let the dreams be memes. But at the same time, like, you know, figure out what the essence of what it is that you want, distill it down, and then just stick with that. Oh my god, do I still have all the bites too? I do. Oh no, the storyboard is done for the final. Is that for the Fate video? Is that for the Fate guide? Is that for the introduction to Fate that you've been wanting to write? Because, like, if so, good job, buddy. Proud of you. Also, I'm assuming that you're using storyboard as just like, you know, this is how I'm going to draw out the things that I want to work on. So that way you have the reference and like, hey, you know what? Good on you. Good on you. Good on you. You wrote it a while. Yeah, I knew you wrote it a while ago. You are correct in that that was a thing that I am aware of. But like, you can't blame me for just like wanting to confirm, you know? If I make an assumption, that kind of makes me look like a bad person. You know, if I assume, you know, it's like assuming pronouns. It makes an ass out of you and me. And then let's see, activate this so that way. Yep, and then watch all the mobs just fucking die. That is 307. Okay. You know, that's close to a PB. Like, I would probably go a lot faster if I wasn't always like clicking on the chest. But the point here is to do a PB while getting the value. And let me tell you, it is actually the company seals that get a little strained when you're locked to Aurum Vale. Like, the Alliance raids actually provide so much seals in terms of gear and all that. Ugh. So once I'm done outlining the next few scenes for the current book, after that, the idea is to write out the Beaufory fic. The Beaufory fic is something that I have had on my backlog of things to do for like over a year now. That was originally part of the community channel point raiser. And my wife has never let me forget that that was a thing that I promised. So that is a thing that I will have to follow up on. This is an acceptable use of crit shot. Grab the chest. Start sprinting. So like SAO Beaufory stuff is actually going to happen. And hey, you know what? I spent a lot of time thinking about what I would want to write. I did spend a little time reading the SAO redo, the rewrite that I can't remember his name. Reki Hara. Redid in order to give SAO a little bit more actual depth. And like, hey, you know what? I appreciate it. It is actually a perfectly fine read. I have no serious complaints about it. Pop the others on here. Continue to do only single target. There we go. The coin counter takes a moment to reconsider. Oh, probably should have considered being a mid-boss, you know? I understand that the economy's hard. I understand that, you know, the jobs aren't exactly as populous as they were. But sometimes you have to be realistic with what you can and cannot do. I understand that for some of us that means the difference between eating and not. But if I have to work another customer service job, I will factually be unemployable by most metrics of the current economy. That is a sad truth. Like, I am so bad at customer service, folks. I had one review from a call that came in say that it was like that they felt chilled. There was a woman who called in and said that I was factually icier than Elsa herself, and I was like, hey, you know what? On the one hand, I am a fan of Frozen. On the other hand, this feels like an affront to my honor when I am trying to be pleasant and polite. Do you realize how much masking I have to do to be pleasant and polite on a given day? Oh, right, that's right. I have to do T. There we go. All right. You know what? That's a 305. That's a 305. Okay, so like the timer does keep counting down. Kind of wish it didn't. IMO, you clear the dungeon. You should be able to like just get out Although maybe that has to do with the fact that they just don't want a bunch of people like hanging out in dungeons nonstop. Also, this guy's got the good old spectacle shades, which, hey, you know what? I appreciate that. I'm a big believer in those shades. Make sure that the old shrimp is, in fact, frying rice and not my back. Thank you again for that redeem, Frond. Look, we're already up to like 25,000 seals. Now, if that doesn't prove that the efficacy of what we're doing here, I don't know what is. And like, hey, you know what? I'm even willing to sacrifice a personal best here just so we can go ahead and go into the Zodiac glass. The relic exhibits faint etheric activity. Perfect. You know, if you've been watching the lore of this run, or like I guess of the Zodiac weapon in general, then you know that the relic weapon that we have is actually glazed, as in like it is actually factually reinforced with a very special coating to seal in its etheric properties, so that way we just get we can like actually train the aether inside of it. We can refine it. We can get it to store up properly. And then we're gonna do to unseal. Oh right, I gotta sprint. I get to sprint. And the lens is very specifically so we can see through the glaze. It's like, yeah, we're glazing our relic, but we also have to actually be able to see through to its true intent, and I think that's neat. Wait, was I about to like factually just walk through all of those? All right, and we're just gonna like chill out while we wait for another. Oh no, we didn't get the RNG to. Oh, did we miss the chest? We missed the chest. Hey, you know what? That's okay. You don't have to get it like perfect every time. We're gonna be doing like 50 runs of these. I think we can afford to miss a little bit. Miss a little bit. Miss a little bit of these mites to me. Yeah, these mites are so neat to slay. Their corpses cover the floor today. I don't know what you want from me. I might be a bard, but I'm not a bard TM. Alright, one pop, one blood letter. Is that there? Oh, I might need to just rebind. Maybe I just need to rebind this. Or either rebind it or like learn how to actually use it a little more effectively. Oh, and then we miss a couple of the mites. You hate to see that. 312. We got the orchestra and the Vega. Pop it. Lock it. Get it twisted. Yeah, at some point we will need to use the washroom. I'm not that concerned about it. Nice, and then hey, you know what? Not just VODs, but not just writing. I've also been working on my art as well as it continued after doing the whole Inktober thing. I feel like I saw a significant spike in quality of said art. So I have absolutely no reservations now with saying, hey, you know what? My friends deserve a hand-drawn thumbnail. It doesn't have to be fantastic. In fact, one of the things that we've been working on is just not trying to outscale ourselves and trying to be okay with quick and done. So that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to try and do like quick and done, but still original. So when Golf VOD does come out, I will in fact have new art for it. And then I think next, when I actually like work on another VOD, I'm going to be working on the art in tandem. I should probably figure that out pretty quickly. But sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you see a VOD, you get an idea, but then once you start editing it, once you start working with it, that's not really the same idea that you had before. This is in fact a spreader. And then, oh, if I'm going to be doing single targets, fighter, bloodletter, single target blood, that goes really nicely with doing the spread shot. That's what I should be keeping. All right, give me some more of that Dodoro leather. No, it's a seedling. Man, that's like the most min roll possible. You get a seedling and duplicate armor piece. More importantly, though, like I need to, once I finish this thumbnail, since that is now the urgent topic at hand, I'm gonna finish the headmate design for Witch, so that way she has an actual look beyond just, hey, definitely not this effective that you may all know and love already, because my audience is in fact consistent of Magic players and fantasy nerds. Yeah, look at all those things melt. Beautiful. 257, are you kidding me? Oh my god, 257. That is beautiful. Oh, I love that. I love that. Go ahead and put that down. Let's put that on the board. 257. It's all about what you make of it, folks. Oh, I already have a Verdant Shortbow? I don't need another Verdant Shortbow? I wanted you to give me another Verdant Shortbow? Oh my god, that is definitely one of the shortest bows of all time. Damn. Yeah, no, let me keep my, my fancy harp bow. I love the Artemis bow. The Artemis bow is like such a great design. It's so classic. But I also love that it's not just like, a straight up heart within a single bow. I appreciate that the harp is actually up here at the top, and that it is a portion of the bow itself, but not necessarily like the thing on its own. You love to see that. And that was easily the most mid-roll we've gotten so far. That being said, Beat Chronicle is going to expand at some point, and I've already told everyone else that I want us to go for a while before we actually start doing some actual evaluation and discussion in terms of expansion. The old Justice League needs to have its core members established long beforehand, before we start asking for yet another Green Lantern to join the core, as it were. That could probably use... Man, we could probably get the... Yeah, we could probably like that rotate. But at some point we are going to expand, not for like expansion's sake, but rather to when the people are there, shall we say. But if we do get more people to add into V Chronicle, I would love to headhunt and make friends with a video editor with a dedicated artist. That would just be super. Oh wait, no, I don't burn the crit there. Guys, get him the straight shot. Sprint. We still have like one stool following us, but hey, you know what? As long as the stool ain't too hard, you're coming out okay. Or at least, you know, that's what I try and tell myself every time I swallow the fiber. I'll say this though. You watching that Northern Line, you get a feel for his cadence, his, you know, the method for which he acts. You get an idea of like what you can get away with, what you can't. You see what people enjoy. You see what his audience enjoys. You get to figure out what you enjoy. And you go, hey, you know what? That was a good bit. I like that bit. I might try something like that bit out for myself. And that's a beautiful thing. I know a lot of streamers, they've been Northern Lion fans. Like, famously Fauna of Hololive fame. She's a big NL fan. Like, God bless her. She's not going to be with us for much longer in terms of, like, Hololive Productions. Those Morbles, they don't do anything. That's 301. That is not. Oof. You know, I think we're doing okay. We're not really even like pushing for like best. We're doing all right. Hold on. The speed run. There's like the official speed run for Aurum Vale. Like, it's level synced, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I remember Wrath Games doing Aurum Vale speed running. I'm like fairly sure it has to actually be level synced, or at the very least that it's a separate category. Yep. Alien here. You hope for some good frog RNG. Good frog RNG did not happen. Fortunate. But maybe it's like better that we happened first. Alright. And yeah, you know what? We can pop the grid. Yeah, I've unveiled a little longer. That one felt a little long. Yeah. Oh god. What was it? I've done it before. I've done it. I've completely forgotten what I was on. But oh right, NL. Right. I think like that's just the biggest win that's come from watching Northern Lion, studying his style, trying to pick it up for myself, practicing the bits on my spouses, much to their chagrin. It's just that I feel like a better yapper now. Like that is the truth. I feel like I can actually carry on this conversation for a good, solid, however long we plan on being here. Like, that's a win. That is an absolute win for, you know, a gal like me. And like, does that make me a Northern Lion clown? Eh, a little bit. And some people aren't gonna like that. They're gonna be like, well, if I just wanted to watch NL, I would literally go watch NL streams. And like, hey, you know what? Do that. Go watch NL streams. He's a good streamer. He's got the gift of gab. He knows how to take it, what the audience throws at him, and he knows how to spin that into a really good bit. He knows how to make something that's memeable. Like, you know, maybe it's not the throw the hands up, okay type thing. Maybe not on demand. But like, this guy's picking up with Tumblr rights for a reason. There's a bloodletter on you. I can't believe it. Can't believe bloodletter doesn't kill. And yeah, I am definitely just a little NL pilled right now. But hey, you know what? That's gonna go away, and that's gonna go away with time, with practice. I'm gonna find my own style, and once I have that style, then you're gonna be like, hey, you know what? You really come into your own. You really do sound like an actual, you know, what I imagine a hero girl would sound like, as opposed to just, you know, an NL clone. And that's really special. Sometimes you have to, you know, copy the greats before you can come up with your own thing. And that's perfectly good. That happens in writing all the time, you know? Like, no one's going to be like, hey, you know what? You should stop copying Brandon Sanderson. Just because they're sick of other people writing. But nobody says you should stop copying Brandon Sanderson. They go, hey, when's the next volume gonna come out? Or like, how the fuck do you write so fast? Because if you're copying Brandon Sanderson, you're also copying his goddamn pace. Beautiful. How many Dodoro wings do we have? Oh, and our retainers completed the venture. 13 weeks. Black Mage's furred this. What? What? Black Mage Buckler? Black Mage Scepter? That is really, really old tech. I'm surprised that, you know, the whole Black Mage Scepter Buckler stuff is still in the code. Or as they haven't gone the way of belts. Like, okay, yeah. Yeah, we actually continue to hold on to these relics of a bygone age. Like, look, if you're gonna copy someone, copy someone who is like immensely successful. Figure out exactly what it is that they're doing that you like, and then just go with that until you figure out a way to turn that into your own. That's all I'm saying. It's how you be successful. But you have to actually like put in the time and effort to go the same distance they do. And, you know, there's something to be said about not just copying verbatim, but like as you're going, you know, apply some thought and rationality to the craft. Figure out exactly what it is that that they're getting away with. Figure out why it works. Like, don't just, you know, do the angry video game. Don't just like shout things that are out random and, you know, talk about the exact same things. Like, do you think I could actually match NL in terms of cinema history and knowledge? Absolutely fucking not. Like, that man is, you know, incredibly autistic for the finer films, and much respect to him for it. Much respect to him, absolutely. It's part of what makes watching his cinema Wordle battles so exciting. I get to learn a lot of stuff. I get to learn about like the films and the directors a little bit, and the connecting actors. Connecting actors is a thing that I'm actually pretty weak on in terms of my own knowledge. But hey, you know what? You know what? I'm betting I can probably get in there on manga. Probably get in there on that Toxic Yuri. Like, you want to have a Toxic Battle Yuri with me, NL? Like, I'll defer over to my wife because she knows way more than I do. In fact, I'm pretty sure part of why I'm struggling right now with story-based RPGs and, you know, the screens in the menus between menus and parkour games is very specifically because I spend all of my reading energy on Toxic Fury. That was definitely a crit fight. Should have popped that crit. I keep crit. Like, you spend all your time reading Toxic Fury, you don't have the right brain energy to come at, you know, let's all get along and have good relations, and also we gotta make sure we stop the warmonger from winning the throne of monarchy. You just don't got time for that. Button push now saves me a button push later. Alright. Head pop in. Get the chest. Now we're free to sprint. And we get a little paleonton on top of that? Too far away. Okay. We're good. I think that pretty much like sunk what any chance of this being a personal best, incidentally. You know, I'm kind of surprised that Brandon Sanderson like is able to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Like, the guy is in fact a model of productivity. Like, if he says to himself, I'm going to sit down and write 6 pages, he sits down and writes 6 pages. And I think that is very admirable. I prefer a word count myself, but hey, you know what? Oh, that was a sneeze. Like, I found out the other day he plays Elden Ring. Like, god damn it, Sanderson, stop convincing me that you're a cool person. Like, I'm not here for that. I am here to, like, just what give me the not the writing advice. I'm kind of like not necessarily like in on his writing advice, even though Brandon Sanderson is a scholar of like writing, even though he is very much in the conversation regarding writing technique. But like, stop being someone that I am inclined to like directly compare myself to with regards to what I'm able to accomplish. Like, he's a D&D nerd, he's a magic nerd, he plays Elder. I mean, my wife plays Elder. Although that's actually kind of another thing too. So I gave Genshin Impact a try yesterday, and I was kind of actually kind of surprised by how similar it was to Breath of the Wild, right? But the other thing that I kept thinking was, you know what? The way that the system is set up to swap between the heroes and all that, it's a cool system. I think I like this the best about it, but also like, I really want to be playing Elden Ring right now. Like, I don't think that that's necessarily a compliment. D&D nerd, magic nerd plays Elden Ring. Wait, what we talking? Wait, we talking about me? I was talking about Brandon Sanderson, but hey, you know what? That also sounds very frond-shaped, to be quite honest. And like, I am trying to say this with like as much respect as I can, but I think the fact that playing Genshin Impact makes me go, I want to play Elden Ring now, is not necessarily a point in its favor, fortunately. But on the plus side, wanting to play Elden Ring is a good thing. I am really looking forward to when Ron and Lila and I can get back to our seamless co-op. I am excited for like the triple teaming now. Oh right, I actually like I'm in here. Oh, did I not I didn't hit the lilies. That's disappointing. Let me just like clear out those lilies there. Where was I going? Right. Like it's Elden Ring with Fran and Lila, and then Fran and I get together with Jess to play Baldur's Gate 3. Oh god, that's the other thing too. I've been reading so much Toxic Yuri, I think it's actually made it harder to get into BG3. Although if I'm thinking about it, like maybe I just solved that issue by giving the Toxic Yuri manga a break and start reading Toxic Yuri Baldur's Gate between Thomor and Shadowheart. That sounds pretty good. Oh god, I tell you, I got into that first conversation with Shadowheart, and I fucking lost it. I fucking lost it. My heart was going Koro so hard, and I had to be like, come on, please, please, you can't do this to me. I think if I do get around to actually like finishing BG3, I swear to God, I'm gonna end up joining Shadowheart fan art at some point. And then I'm gonna end up being like one of those Sims. I'm gonna be one of those streamers that you come into and you're like, hey, I saw your shadow art fan art and I just want to say it's great and I love seeing that, but also, why did you stop drawing Shadowheart fan art? Why aren't you actively participating in my fandom? Why don't you devote your entire life to drawing this one exact thing anymore? Why did you move on? And that's just not what I'm about, man. I've seen that happen to like some of the people that I follow. They get a decent enough following because they hyper focus on one thing. And it's not like they're trying to get rich. It's not like they're trying. Excuse me. Can we please not stand in my? I understand that you were here before I spawned in, but I would like to respect the laws of matter. Thank you. I've seen people go into a specialization purely because of a hyper focus, and then once they realize that they like doing a thing such as making YouTube videos, such as posting fan art, and they inevitably move into another thing, they get that faction of people that are just like, well, why aren't you continuing to do this one thing? Why are you going into this other thing? And that's the thing that people are like worried about happening to them when they stream or anything. Gotta remember to pop the crate. Sad state of affairs. I'm very specifically thinking of Henemi. That was the thing that happened to her. She got her original following by drawing lots of Saber fan art, and then she got into Three Houses and she drew a lot of Edelgard. Umineko was a really good one, and just like every time, and at one point she was like, you know what, I'm just like, she's just done. But then again, maybe that had more to do with the Three Houses discourse than anything else. For all of these bozos to catch up. Go ahead and just like spammy AoE. What are all these idiots doing around here for? They apparently don't realize that they're supposed to be dead. Oh, I missed the chest. You know, and that's, it's not like it's a feeling I definitely understand. And something I've been going through with trepidation a lot. Like, I've been streaming Magic every week because magic is in fact a thing that I want to keep up with. It's a thing that I enjoy doing, and it's a thing that I feel like I can speak with some authority on. Which, hey, you know what? If you're getting into streaming, that's a good place to start with. You want to start with a nice, solid foundation in terms of the content that you're bringing, in terms of the entertainment that you hope to spread. But you worry sometimes. You worry about being just like, you know, all you ever do about is the magic, and all they ever do is just more and more magic, and then anything else that you care about is not going to do as well. And that's just like, that's just the way of things. So it's like, you absolutely have the right to be upset about this. Also, like, this is life. There we go. Popped. There we go. Okay. That was 305. Like, it felt like everything was going wrong there. We still came out with a 305. But also, I feel like once you get to a certain point and you decide that you're ready to move on to another thing, the people that care about you are gonna stick with you. You need to stick with the one thing just so that way they can find you, right? Like, at that point, it's not necessarily about your expression, it's about your visibility. I mean, that's why Lila's playing Final Fantasy XIV right now. It wasn't because she had any inherent interest in the game. She's enjoying it now, and like, I'm glad for that. But also, like, the girl needs a way to get people to see how wonderful her streams are. And if, you know, playing Final Fantasy XIV is how she does that, then, like, you know, by George, Godspeed and all that. It's also part of why I'm also doing the, you know, cut down on exactly what it is I'm doing. I love my variety streams. I love clearing out a bunch of the small games that are on my backlog. But at the same time, gotta get those eyes on them. If I can do that just by, you know, working in Final Fantasy as part of my rotation, so be it. Genuinely refuse to ever do that, but you are in this for different reasons than everyone else. Fully support the technique. Yeah, that's about right, Fran. That's about right. And the important thing is that you do recognize that your goals are completely different. You have a stable job, and this is the thing that you do as your hobby. And hey, you know what? That is a fantastic position to be in. That's kind of a position that I'm in, starting to get into this now. Although the difference being that if I can get like more visibility on my streams while I'm working on the other things, then hopefully they like the other things that I'm working on too. I would much rather be known for cool videos than, say, you know, my gamer skills. That is like an important difference to realize. Although it certainly didn't feel like that the first time. I remember trying to apply to a bunch of the agencies anytime that they announced their auditions. That was really more about fast-tracking quick success than any actual desire to join the big agencies. Well, quick success, and also very quickly not feeling like I have to do things alone. But hey, you know what? That's part of why we've formed V Chronicle. That way we don't have to do things alone. Like, damn. I've got people I can play games with and collab and talk to about stream stuff. And all they ask for is my friendship and love. I can help them out. I can be part of a rising tide of all ships where we just go, hey, you know what? I can edit these VODs. You all just bring the funny. Like, that's good Civ. That is good Civ. We're at full. Give me the fucking bard skill. There we go. Okay, I need to put you on a different button. What button can I put you on? Can I put you on next? I probably don't want to put you on. Maybe I put you on like a... Let's see. Potency increases by 500 as soul voice exceeds minimum cost. So, what are we putting you on? None of these buttons is really... Like, ideally, I would put you on the head graze, but I need the head graze for, like, quick interrupts. I guess you're just gonna stay on Control T. Paladin's Arm Templar. We need to pop that. We've got 10 of these Morbol cards. I'm gonna be rolling in the gold saucer coins. Okay. As long as I'm streaming for fun, I am probably sticking to Magic and Final Fantasy for non-collabs for the foreseeable future. Especially now that I'm gabbing, like that's part of why I emphasize, you know, being able to gab now, even if it is literally just doing the Northern Lion bit. I don't care. I don't care because this is a level of gab that I did not have prior to my intense training regimen. It's like I went up into the mountains, grabbed a mushroom, and just started jawing at it for 5 hours a day. And hey, you know what? If that's what I need to do in order to be a better yapper, in order to better use my time, then like, by George, I'm gonna fucking do that. I will talk to that mushroom. Maybe people will say I'm crazy. Maybe they'll go ahead and, you know, turn off their headphones. Maybe they'll call me a strange cat. But at the end of the day, I'm the one who gets to reap the benefits from non-stop stream of consciousness, you know? And that's a pretty great thing to have. Now, if only I can get more people in my community to understand the +2. Like, that is just absolutely a Northern Lion Germa thing. But it's a thing that I understand, a thing that I love. I think the thing needs to, I think it needs to propagate. I think more people would be happier if they understood the positive reinforcement that one can get from a +2. I also would appreciate if, you know, this was more of a, you can actually just make your own destiny by not spamming AoE effects. Alright, still got like 3 seconds off sprint cooldown. But also, like, just having the gab, having the ability to talk while I'm running through all these inane processes, it just makes things so easy. I have to put all my brain energy into actually figuring out what I'm going to say, as opposed to being like, oh god, I would really rather be doing anything at all, rather than farming Aurum Vale like 50 times. And hey, you know what? Sometimes you get a good video essay, you put that on, and that's enough to carry you through. But that's not as stimulating, you know? Sometimes you're not really, like, in the mood to get the edumacation. I wish more people had the energy to get the edumacation. It's, like, all there. It's all free. Like, so many people, like Philosophy Tube, they put everything into their YouTube channel because, you know, it's a free service. It is literally just their way of, you know, providing that which costs way too fucking much. You can't get an education to 259? 259? That we are 2 seconds short of personal best? Okay. Oh wait, hold on. That's Balisard? That's Balisard? That's a two-handed Zwayu type weapon? Not bad. I am more of a fan of the super chonky Dark Knight weapons, but hey, you know what? I'll take that. If you want to study philosophy and whatnot, you have to put in so much time and money, or at least like know which books to go to. That's the other thing too. You're not just going to the college to, you know, have a professor to bounce off of, to assign work and all that. You're also paying to have a guide into the study. And what a lot of these YouTubers do is provide you with that guidance service. You should be asking the questions. You should be leaving a video with some amount of questions or some amount of follow-up or of some clarification that you want, if your goal is in fact to learn. And all of that curiosity, all of that is absolutely free. More people, I wish more people would take advantage of that. But no, some people are just, they're too eepy. They are too beaten down by the system to, you know, be the change that they want to affect. Am I trying to weave too much? It might be that I'm trying to weave too much, I think. I think I'm trying that opener. I'm not gonna lie, after the election, I kind of started wondering what the point of all the education was if it doesn't actually, like, do anything. You think for a minute going, you see all these videos giving the leftist talking points, and you go, oh my god, finally, people are gonna be waking up. Like, this video has so many views, and then you realize, but how many of those views are actually from people that can do something, or are going to do something? And so you start doubting the place of education. But then you remember, well, okay, maybe it's not like the best. Maybe there's like significant work that we need to put into place. Hey, you know what? That's not nothing. Like, maybe the education that I'm receiving for free from all these videos and all this studying, maybe that doesn't have a direct impact, but it does still influence, say, my story writing. It does still affect my commentary. It affects my knowledge. That way, if someone starts walking into my chat, I at least have like a frame of reference for where they're coming from. I think that's important. But I also think that, you know, the medium being the message, how we say things, how we present things mattering. I've been chewing on that a lot. And it's a part of why I think that the education does still matter, especially for what I want salvation to be. Because, you know, when Charles Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol, he didn't write it because he inherently wanted to, like, write just a simple Christmas story. He wrote it because writing the whole full essay of, oh, hey, by the way, the rich are awful, they're the reason why the poor are suffering, and we need them to pay their fucking taxes. He knew that that wasn't going to be a popular stance and that people weren't listening to the idea, so he had to fucking dress it up for them. And that is just like the frame of reference that we need to get. Like, we are in a world where people will not mask during a pandemic unless they are promised a pizza party. So, if we need to tell stories, if we need to go back to, you know, Grimm's Brothers fairy tale style fairy tales to make sure that people get the fucking message, well then, by George, that's what I'll do. And like that's the thing too. We are getting that. We are getting that in the style of like our cartoons. and our movies. These things are incredibly politically charged and activist. A lot of people they're just not seeing it. They're just not seeing it, and I don't. It feels like I'm losing my mind sometimes. Like you watch the TV glow, and you if you're queer, you get it. You get that this is in fact the queer narrative. You go, okay, this is not a movie about nostalgia. This is a movie about, regret of identity and being afraid to, be yourself in a world that is openly hostile to who you truly are. And like, that is a powerful thing unless you just completely ignore the messaging. And this isn't just, this isn't just like a literacy thing. Like, this is just factually no, this is a thing that they do not understand thing. And so they were never equipped to resonate with this. And that's another kind of beast entirely. Right, I'm supposed to be sprinting during this section. Right. That's the marble seed. Right. And now we get to bring in all of our friends, all of our little marble buddies. The marble buddies, they may want revenge for their mother, but they will never get it. And then we can actually just head over here to where the treasure chest spawns. We don't have our sprint because it took too long. Or that the treasure chest is in fact the starting line. Alright, we get our marble wings, we get the sprint. It's all. You see, this is why ranged can be so comfortable, even though it does the literal least amount of damage in the game. You just you get to move. You get to move while you shoot. And while Matt Guinness is probably much stronger for that. I'm a simple kind of gal. Marble bed lies still as everything continues to germinate. Let's keep telling stories, I guess. That's going to get us 302. That is still not personal best. We've been going for like a couple hours now. Make sure we do a quick stretch. Ugh. 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 Next week is going to be interesting. Next week, we're going to be making those shorts for family movie night. We're going to be trying to make little bites of the movies that we watch, so that way we can have something on record. I like record keeping. I think record keeping is a lot of fun. Even if it's literally just, keeping a record of all the things that we read and watch. I'm going to try to start doing that for pretty much most of the media I make, I guess. I mean, when I started Freely Justice as like a live blog, that was kind of the intent. I just didn't really do a whole lot with it because I fell off on some ideas. Like, you ever just see an idea and you go, okay, but someone else already did that? That is something that I am really, really trying to get over. I need to get over the idea that just because someone else has already said the thing, that does not automatically mean that there's no reason for me to not also say the thing. As another video that I was watching pointed out, that is actually a very common thing in academia, is that you will in fact be reading the same thing over and over again as other researchers and experts reach similar conclusions. And if that's what you're doing, like, hey, you know what? That's not a bad thing. You're adding solidity to the conversation. And it's one of those things that I also kept in mind when April Daniels came out with Dreadnought. I was like, wow, this is literally just the book that I wanted to write. And hey, you know what? Even if it is, like, the world needs more queer fiction. The world needs more confirmation in terms of what things mean. Because there's going to be like, oh god, what, 50 different grifters going on about how some movies and shows are awful and bad for like completely unjustified reasons. I know at least one YouTuber who's been on a crusade. Ah, god, crusade is probably like not the best word for it, but like he has definitely been on a mission of wanton destruction against those types of grifters, against those types of just rage bait commenters. Like, pretty much the whole gist of his channel has turned into, okay, here's media criticism, here's how we talk about media criticism, and let's look at why this sort of so-called literary media criticism just does not work. Oh, this thing's just like refusing to die today. 307. The Black Mage again? Alright. They put him in these little bundles so that way you can get like the magic equipment together. And I love that for Paladin, because Paladin's the only double weapon thing. But it's also like, I don't know, it goes into your inventory, it doesn't go into your armory. So like, if there can be 100 bad take videos, why can't there be like even just 50 good take videos, you know? That's just something I really... You know what? Let's go ahead and like grab that armor. We'll grab that armor. We'll put that in. I'm gonna get up and stretch real quick. Then let's see. This is just like coat and hat. I need the gloves, dust boots. And that's like pretty much all the seals that we got just now. But hey, you know what? I will gladly take it. So yeah, let's go ahead and shift this into the old glamour. Wait, no, I don't have to go all the way to the hotel. I can just go into work. I can just poop at work. It's great. You just wait until you have to clock in. You say, sorry boss, gotta go use the washroom. Then you go, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm here for like a good solid 20 minutes, but hey, you know what? That's what lactose does to you, baby. Let's see, yep. Hat. Tenet. Officer gloves. Boots. And like, I'm experimenting with like, with alternative healer glands right now. Let's see. Where was it? Officer. There's no actual like pants that go with these, strictly speaking. Let's see. We put this onto the white mage. Find something. They do have the artisans, which is nice and red. I don't think it matters too much what you pick. Although I guess the red does stand out a little bit more. Because really it just matters that they... I guess the Allison stuff isn't so bad. Really, you just don't want your showing. Unless you do. Let's see. Probably not. Yeah, I kind of like this. This isn't bad. Yeah. You know what? That works. Yeah, we will discard the changes and we will just, cash in. Ooh, actually, you know what? Glasses ain't bad. Then... yeah, glasses ain't bad, but I do like this hat. Okay. So now if we go into, like, our white mage, we'll have that. And then, like, one of the... like I said earlier, one of the reasons why we made them to make sure we do our... weekly is to get the allied seals. We can get the good old top hat combo. Let's see. This is the Daystar robe. How does that even die? Put that into our hunter. Ooh, I kind of like the hunter look. Yeah, that's not bad. Also, it's kind of a little too flashy, perhaps. This is also where you can get the, you can get some more ventures over here. You can get some of the mats for relics. More importantly, you can get this wind-up succubus. Makes me wonder if Lila's ever going to figure that out. Probably not. All set? I think we're all set. Actually, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Alright. Let's just, I'm gonna be right... yep, I'll be right back. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, chat. My wife is calling me a strange cat because I walk into an office. She goes, "Oh, it's so warm in here," and I go, "What are you talking about? It's freezing. I have to put on another layer." This is the dichotomy of a woman on Spyro and a woman not on Spyro, I guess. What's this? My retainer has completed the venture. Let's go ahead and grab them real quick, and then we'll get back to farming light. Wow, and then the personal best. We are both strange cat. Wife, Chad is telling me that we are both strange cats. All right, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go to the retainer. But only I am the cool cat in this situation. Hey, you know what? Completely true. Except I will never be as cool as Cool Wolf. So it's like, what's even the point? Chat, wife would like to say that you are being incredibly rude, saying that she is not a cool. Oh, is that Kupo? Is that Kupo? That looks like Kupo. All right, let's see. Do the little Koopas interact with the big Koopa? They do! They do! Yep. The absolute cutest. Look at that, chat. Look at that. It's the dance of the Moogles. You get a couple of Moogles together and they just start dancing like this. It is adorable. We love it. You'll love to see it. You feel as if the joke, went over my head. No, I got it. You're calling me the cool cat. You're calling me the cool cat because I'm literally a cold cat. I got it. All right, what was he doing? Or visiting arms. Corey's gonna be done in like 5 minutes. That's at least one run of our Aurum Vale. Waterlight seeds? I would gladly. Let's see. Some seeds. But like, look at those. Look at those Moogle. It's like absolutely wonderful. It is a fantastic thing. But unfortunately, I must now rip apart. I must rip apart the family reunion. Aurum Vale awaits for no fish, for no prawn, for no femme-bootied whizzle-wazzle. No, I don't know what that means. Yes, I am just saying words. But hey, you know what? Dr. Seuss can do it. Why can't I? Theoretically, we probably could have just, like, done a quick Aurum Vale run while we were there and then come back. That probably would have been a lot smarter. Ah, well. Mama needs her light. And, like, I am almost definitely not going to be able to get this done. Yeah. The Relic exhibits distinct ethereal activity. Just means more runs next week. Off stream probably next week though. Oh wait, no, not next week because next week is the collab. And also I'm not gonna be here for the collab because I am gonna be exhausted and dead from hopefully driving my wife to her sleeping appointment. Next week is actually just gonna be hell on my wife. She's gotta turn off her sleeping machine so that she can do the sleep study, and then also this is the same week that she's gonna be seeing her new endo. And like the sleep study is silly because it's going to be like, it's like a 40-minute drive out. But that's actually really dependent on me also getting my Canadian driver's license. I finally have my permanent residency card. The Canadian government went and said, hey, you know what? By the way, we've had some stoppages because of the current strike that's ongoing. Not that we actually plan on, correcting this to our workers or anything. Our post office workers who drive around these cars that are not necessarily optimized for the postal mail delivering experience. But anyway, if you were inconvenienced by this and you want to pick up your PR card, you can go ahead and pick it up between these specific hours. And I was like, hey, you know what? I am also an hit the lilies. I am inconvenienced, but hey, you know what? I'm okay with that. Please pay your workers the extra hours that you want them to work. No? Okay, well, I guess I'll go pick up my PR card then. So I have my PR card. It took a little bit, but we got there. Fortunately, now I have to deal with the old Canadian DMV. It's not actually what it's called, but I'm going to continue calling it the Canadian DMV because in my mind, if you are a department and your job is to handle the license of drivers, then by George, you are a department of motorized vehicles. This run's a little shanked. So once I get my driver's license, hopefully my health card will be rolled into that. Like bare minimum, I'm getting the health card. But the other side of that is I need to actually just have a driver's license now. Because don't you know you can't drive legally without a driver's license? It's like that scene from The Simpsons where Lisa says, Dad, you can't drive. They took away your license. He's like, I'm going to try anyway. Woohoo, it works. Stupid Lisa. God. What would I give to have my own librarian who could just put these clips into the clips of the VODs? I possess no. But of course, because I've been in Canada for so long, my original license that I got from Ohio expired. Now, normally that's not an issue, but I know if you go without a driver's license for X amount of months or something, at least the state of Ohio, I believe this is the case, you have to retake the driving exam. I have a letter from the DMV saying, hey, yeah, no, she's absolutely good for it. She's been driving for years. But if the frickin' Canadian DMV doesn't take that, I don't know what to do. I don't want to take a driver's license. Do you realize how easy it would be for a lot of decade plus experienced drivers to fail a driving exam now? We're just so used to being bad drivers and falling into bad habits that anytime we take the exam, it's like, oh, hey, you're not supposed to go into a rolling stop, And you're like, but I do it all the time because I don't want to wear out my brakes on the car. I mean, I don't do that. I don't do crimes, ever. I'm not cool enough to do crimes. You won't catch me admitting to anything like that on Twitch.tv. Focusing on... the minute? Okay, we got it. We got the full two. This is what we... But no, no. The only reason I'm worried, is because the last time I tried to get my driver's license, they were like, "Oh, this whole history. I don't know if it was if it's legit or if you made it because it's not sealed or anything like that." I feel like that was a bullshit answer. I feel like it's one of those answers that you give because you can't necessarily dispute it if you're the customer. You can say, "Well, this smells like bullshit," and you're like, "Well, I'm sorry, that's the policy." And you just kind of use that as a way to brush off the person that you don't want to deal with right now. And like, hey, you know what? Fair enough. I've pulled that line plenty of times working in customer service. But at the same time, it's like, look, this is the official document. This is the document that says I are driving good. I have not had a car accident since like my early 20s when I accidentally rear-ended a guy from driving way too close on a freaking 2-lane highway. Alright, there we go. Just give him the old razzle-dazzle. $302. I mean, the actual cost of not having my driver's license isn't necessarily the fact that, I can't drive. Like, that's obviously a really big thing for a person like me who has spent most of her life in the Midwest, where you are perfectly willing to drive 4 hours just to hook up with a girl that you knew from an anime-based card game. My wife is correcting me in saying that, for the record, ICBC stands for Insurance Corporation of British Columbia, so it's a little different than the DMV. I understand that this is absolutely the case. However, I don't feel like my primarily Canadian or my primarily United States of America audience is going to necessarily know the difference. And like, hey, sometimes that's just a sometimes it's just a fact of life. We're talking about meeting people halfway, trying to meet them where they're at with what they know and what they don't know. Because if I say, the ICBC, I'm going to get people asking, what's the ICBC? And I have to actually go and explain, like, oh, well, it's kind of like the DMV, except, it's not really the DMV. It's where I go to get my license and all this other stuff. And they go, okay, why don't you just say DMV? And I'm going to be like, because it's not the DMV, motherfucker. They do similar things, but it's not like, a one-to-one responsibility ratio balance. Actually, hold on. That's like a whole. Okay, let's go ahead and like put this up. Let's see, we're gonna sell it off. Let's see. So a chunk of cobalt ore. How much is the going price for this? 250, 240, 250. This is actually pretty. Sell that at 290. Like, if you're not in a rush, you can pretty much just charge around 300-ish for cobalt ore. In fact, you could probably charge like whatever you want. But if you're not in a rush, you just sell for whatever you want, and then the people who are doing submarine stuff, you're gonna be like, oh, look at this cobalt ore, it hurts so much because I want, it's like 350 per item, and that's gonna lead to a fucking fat stack. But like, I don't want to spend the time to farm it all myself or to train up my retainer in mining so that way they can gather it for me, and I really want it right now. So like, you know what, laziness tax wins. Laziness tag wins. Laziness tax. I mean, that's just pretty much money making in a nutshell. Pretty much all you have to do to make money in A Realm Reborn. You don't have to be towards Heaven's Ward or anything like that. You just need to, sell cobalt ore. And hey, you know what? The more cobalt ore you sell, the more people will appreciate your cobalt ore resource gathering. They may not be willing to pay the prices that you want right away, and sometimes you'll have to settle. If you need money in a cash urgency, then by all means go ahead, cash those stonks in. That was good. That was good. That was nice and smooth. Making money in FF14 is not nearly as hard as what I thought. Like, you know, that's not the most money that you can get from like a single thing. There's going to be like a ton of things that sell for more and more frequently. In fact, if you want to play money making games, just go and buy more of those shattered lance pulls that I was talking about. And you know, it's also really nice to know that, hey, if you just want to level your miner, there's some good stuff in it for you. But no, the real cost of me not being able to drive isn't necessarily that I can't drive, it's that my wife has to drive me. And just when you have sensitive eyes, when you have light sensitivity, which so often comes with you know, frequent migraines and all that other stuff, having to deal with people's headlights, a whole city's worth of headlights, that's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Plus, like, you know, sometimes I want to be able to go out for errands or something. I don't necessarily want to drag my wife around for that. Especially if it's a situation where she can't just relax in the car with her Switch afterwards. And since we're talking about a 40-minute trip into good old-fashioned old country, definitely a situation where I would love to be able to do some of the driving. Lucky, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated, my friend. I hope you're having a wonderful New Year's. And hey, you know what? Speaking of New Year's, we also have the classics going on right now. We have the very classic, you know, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to go for. This is the how I am going to improve my life in the upcoming months. 305. Take a through. All right, just went back to work for the first time since Saturday. Hey, you know what? You and my husband, he's getting back to work on Monday, but he's had the past 2.5 weeks off because all of his workflow has been halted for the holidays. Not because like his workplace is being very generous with their time off, but because so many of the suppliers and the designers have just like that, you know what? We're not going to work during the holidays, so the downflow stream of work assembly has just completely halted. And like, hey, you know what? My only regret is that we didn't get him Factorial while he was on vacation. Because now when we do get him Factorial for his birthday, he's just going to be hyper-focused on it during the time where we would have gotten him otherwise. You know, I actually really enjoy driving. Like, when I was getting up early for the morning commute, the drive was one of the things I enjoyed because it got me into my work mindset. It was also a time to put on the audio track, get some reading done. I read a lot of books when I was doing my commute. And ever since I lost the commute, I kind of stopped reading books. Make sure we get our focus on. And, you know, I'm still reading, but I'm just much more in the line to read more manga. Although we did just get Zeren J. Zhao's Heavenly Tyrant, so, like, that's gonna be it. After nearly 2 months of doing overnights, the other days are coming in as early as 4 a.m. You needed the break. I believe it, because, like, you do warehouse work, right? And I just do not miss the 2 months straight of mandatory overtime at all. Like, oh my god, that is like slave labor right there. It is brutal. Like, factually demanding overtime, like mandatory overtime. That's just disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Stocking shelves at a retail store. Ooh. Wow, my condolences. Like, oh god, that sucks. At least with the warehouse work, I was getting lost in more audiobooks and more podcasts. But that was also back before I threw out my legs. My legs are factually dead right now. You know, most people in an office, they've started taking into those standing desks because it's nice. It's nice to be able to not have to just like sit in a place. You can stand up, you walk around a little bit. No, I am fucked for life. I did way too much of that. You know, you got time to lean, you got time to clean bullshit. And like, I get it. I get it. You don't want people just hanging around. You don't want people losing out on the fact that there's still work to be done. Management doesn't want, you know, the higher ups going through, the investors touring the warehouse randomly to see all these people not working and being like, why are they working? Why are you paying people to just like stand around? And it's like, ugh. Why even bother with that? Get time to clean. Giving your fucking cashier's chairs is not gonna just turn them into caterpillars, you know? Congratulations on the level up. Ugh. I said it before. So like, it's to the point now with my legs. I just did not bother applying for a work permit. Like, never mind the fact that I am actively trying to make my living as a creator, as an author right now. But like, if I have to go out into the workforce, my body is not gonna. It's not gonna hold up. My body's not gonna hold up, and my psyche is not gonna be able to handle the customers ever again. Never, ever, ever again. And a lot of people I know don't have that luxury. I am blessed with a husband who earns enough to support me and my wife. I am also blessed that my wife got through on her disability and she can now help support as well. I'm the only one who is not pulling in any sort of capital, but I'm also the one who's handling the bulk of the meal prep of the laundry and all that. So, like, you know, everyone plays their part. At the same time, though, if I could pull in an income, then we would have a much, much easier time being able to look at houses. Because even if you're in the suburbs of Vancouver, my God, you're still in fucking Vancouver. And they assume that everyone here is some sort of a tech engineer millionaire. That is literally the worst. Okay, come on, sweetie. Need to go over here. But hey, you know what? That's why I appreciate your subs and your biddies. Like, they help out a lot. Maybe it doesn't, you know, pay the bills per se, but it is helping me afford, you know, the subscription for the game that I play. It helps pay for my monthly bank fees. It helps me, say, you know what, I can go ahead and get a bag of chips for my wife. Do what you can when you can. Hey, that's all anyone can ever ask. And it's much, much appreciated. Like, in a perfect world, I would be able to fund my editing and publishing for the books so I can be an author off of entirely my own self-revenue. In fact, when I do get ready to publish the current book that I'm working on, I am in fact going to have a donathon. I'm going to do a fundraiser to try and get the money for that. Although I don't know how exactly I'm going to pull that off when we as V Chronicle are already going to be working to help out Kyria with getting some of her medical supplies and assisting tools. We're going to help Lila get her live 2D. But hey, you know what? At the very least, I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter. Like, that's honestly probably the normal way to do this. Let's go ahead. There we go. 313, not even close. Are you gifting subs here or leaving a $10 tip for the cute girl at the Waffle House with the rainbow colored hair and all the LGBT pins in her visor? God bless you, Lucky. God bless you indeed. If everyone in the world would just give the girl with the LGBT plus pins on her apron $10, then like the world would be a better place, like unquestionably. Every act of kindness, right? Every act of kindness. Make the world better, but just random acts of kindness. What more can you ask for? I mean, like, maybe not of the individual, but maybe of the larger organizations. Maybe we could get some more tax breaks. Maybe we can get some of these income ceilings lifted for people who have to live on disability service. Maybe we could, in fact, provide more low-income housing for the people who get their income potentially stripped away as soon as they become homeless. That's also really, really bad. We do what we can, folks. We do what we can. Sometimes it doesn't feel like enough. Sometimes people close to you really struggle, and there's not a lot you can actually do. And it sucks. Oh, that might have been one of our fastest clears on the first boss yet. We still have, I think we still have some Psalm boost. Perfect. I think that's also just like one of the biggest things that I've had to take away from since after the election is reminding myself how limited my scope and influence is right now. Oh, accidentally tracked in some extra enemies because I leaned over to the right. And now look at all these extra guys that just like hunt out here. Now the coin counter, my good old friend the coin counter. He thinks that, all this union talk is well and good, but it only ever works if we can stand together as a working class. Not to get all Marxist on everyone. Which, hey, you know what? If you want to switch of topic, kind of talk about those menus in parkour. Something I've been thinking a lot about is how many games I want to play that are going to be on that parkour side. I don't know how many of them are actually going to make it into streaming. But, you know, making more time for the parkour games specifically. So that way I get to continue feeling like I'm making some amount of progress on that backlog. I highly recommend watching the Daryl Talks Games video on this year's edition of the backlog, in fact. And essentially what he did was he took his backlog and he just cut it down to like 10 or so games that he wanted to play. And then he didn't necessarily stick to it, but by George, he sure had it. Let's see. This is the 306. Okay. We are getting the completion off of just full Son power. Streaming's still up in the air. Streaming's still up in the air. Like, worst case scenario, I'm still doing this every Friday with like the odd nocturnal magic stream. That's not so bad, right? Not like anyone was coming by because I'm doing some elite gamer stuff to begin with. Wife is saying that the ICBC was originally created just to provide universal, affordable public auto insurance, but has expanded since. Huh. The more you know. I think your huge backlog of games is tied to your old broke gamer ways. You could stick with the same game for months even if you've beaten it multiple times. Just keep finding new ways to make it interesting. Hey, you know what? That's not all that far off. That's not all that far off from what I think most people try and use as their justification for trying to get through the backlog and trying to expedite the process, right? I remember watching one video essay where the person talking about said backlog said that, in their opinion, the whole backlog debate comes from feeling like you have to get value out of your game. The fact that if you don't like suck the marrow out of everything that you purchased, you know, it's a waste. That you have wasted both your time and your funds. Which, like, hey, on the broke gamer theorem, that's completely understandable and valid. Like, damn, who hasn't, you know, thought I need to get like my $50 worth out of this one game? Like, that's a good reason why some people just like don't put in no. It's why they don't stop trying to play a game even though like the game is actively making them miserable, right? I've known a couple people that are like that, and it's just trying to force myself through that. It's why I actually just have to say no. I can't keep playing Final Fantasy VII. This game is just not for me. This is not my haul. Give me a ceiling, not a jacket. We're so disappointed. I've been trying to play Final Fantasy VII on my Switch for like past few years, and every time I play, I'm like, I just don't like the ABT. I just don't like the not turn-based action here, which is so weird because I love the actual like action RPG stuff. I think Rebirth looks pretty great. Realized the other day you've put in over 1400s on Need for Speed Unbound, but in your defense, it's still actively being updated every few months. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, that is actually pretty fantastic if you can get that much enjoyment out of a single game. Like, hell, part of why I haven't been playing Satisfactory is because the game's almost too fun. Like, I know that I'm going to be putting in just that much money or time into that game too, if that's all I ever want to play. And like that's an actual real concern. When I played Final Fantasy VII last year, like this was pretty much all I ever did. I had to remind myself that's okay. I had to remind myself that, hey, you know what? Game time is for enjoying games that you pay for. And if your prerogative is to enjoy a singular game because you find other stuff to do that you want to do it, well then by George, you're getting more enjoyment out of that than I ever did out of, you know, playing Magic Arena. Although wife has brought up the idea of, you know, I get so grumbly sometimes when I'm playing through Arena that she wonders if I even enjoy playing on Arena. To which I say, yeah, I do enjoy playing on Arena. Just sometimes I work on a brew. I'm working on a new deck and I am not enjoying the experience of trying to figure out how to make this deck work. The weirder thing for you was that you bought every version of Dragon Quest XI available except the 3DS version. I remember that. I remember seeing those pictures. And hey, you know what? I actually think that's pretty cool. I think it's cool that there's a game that you like so much that you just felt a need to possess it on every single system possible. Except for ye old 3DS version, which was apparently only Japan exclusive. But like, hey, you know what? Who's gonna fault you for not wanting to pay the tariffs on an imported Japanese game like that? All right, we can chest. We can spread now. Like, Lord knows, I am close to wanting to do the same. But no, that has nothing to do with it. What am I? Yeah, so don't have a 3DS, so like, yeah, that would be a good reason to not buy a game for a console. Oh, I picked up some friends. You know, why am I just burning my bloodletters on a fight where I need to like use my AoE of the blood groups? Like, what is even the point? Or doesn't? Yep. I'm telling you, we are having a bitch of a time trying to find Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think we found a seller that lives in a town near where we're doing the sleep study. So hopefully that copy of the game is still available and we can do like a, hey, we're gonna be in town. Would you be okay with selling us this used copy of this video game that, you know, please ignore the price that everyone else is selling them. We would very much like to purchase it at its original MSRP. Even if it is used, like the game is just that hard to find. And it's like so bizarre too, because I have gone on record saying I do not fuck with how Xenoblade Chronicles 2 does its combat. But I just keep thinking about this game, and I keep thinking about how much I want to play this game and see it to fruition, especially with the old Chugga Conroy controversy making the Let's Play videos significantly less palatable. But also there is something to be said about just wanting the experience for yourself. To be like, hey, you know what? I don't want to live someone else's nostalgia. I would rather actually, you know, take this firsthand. I want to feel the magic. $309. I was willing to do that for Undertale. I was very willing to go ahead and grab a commentary-less Let's Play of Undertale and just watch someone play the silent protagonist and then click through the dialogue at a reasonable rate. That was what I needed to do for Undertale, and then like, by George, I loved it. Undertale was also a much shorter, linear style game. And I don't think just like looking up all the Xenoblade cutscenes is gonna quite work out. What am I doing on seals? And we already spent all of our PvP. We still have some crystals left over. We're at 18,000 of our 90,000. Yeah. And then we're not collecting marble seeds. We're perfectly good. Got 15 of the cards, 5 of the orchestra rolls. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm good for it. Hold on. Yeah, that light progress. Vigorous etheric activity. I'm trying to remember what it was. What is the... Doesn't it actually give you like a quest for this? I think it just has to be like brimming with energy. Well, we know we're not going to get it done today anyway. It does make me glad that I waited until stream to actually start working on this though, because I've got like some long video essays that I want to watch, but I don't know if I have like that many essays to watch. Go ahead, get the crit going. Makes the locksmith significantly easier to kill. Why is it called the locksmith? That's an interesting name. We've got the locksmith and the coin counter, and then like the marble miser, I think is what it is. Like, there's definitely lore reasons behind some of these names, but like, gods, if I can figure out exactly what there are. At one point, I was away from him, need some food in the old belly. Yeah, get that food. Get that food. It's actually disappointing because we had some nice artisan rolls from the local bakery that a friend gave us as part of our regular bread delivery. There we go again. There we go again. Wasting a bloodletter on single target when I need some good old-fashioned AoE action. Those rolls today, I think we got them like mid-time last week. Those rolls do not last long unless you refrigerate them. They had the mold because these are artisan loaves that do not come with preservatives, and that was just awful. Like, fortunately, the good shit, the real good shit, like the pull apart dinner roll bread, that was fantastic, and we had that refrigerated from day one, so we were able to tear into that today with no issue. But anytime you lose bread to mold, you just go, wow, our ancestors would be so disappointed in us. They went through all this trouble to invent preservatives so that way this wouldn't happen to them. And you're just letting it happen. You're just saying, sorry, I know your fridge is a little too small, but you're not holding your priorities here. What do you need the room in the fridge for? Is it for the 3-week-old celery that's already wilted and gone bad and is kind of more of a mushy mush? No. Okay, well. So it goes. That was 302, and this little ceiling. Black Mage Verdant again. And no, I don't think getting 2 items actually helps all that much. I mean, unless they both go for exactly the same amount of seals. But like, okay. They both go for 282, and that's the same as anyone. Okay, you know what? I'll take that. I think that's actually not bad luck there. No, we're already back up to 20k seals. That's pretty good. We've gotten like over 50k over the year, over the day, over the session, over the stream. Like, how can you be upset with that? Oh, the durability of one of my gear pieces is noticeably low. Means that we're getting close to needing the repair. Getting low. Is it just my accessories? My accessories tend to wear out a lot sooner than literally anything else. Oh, and also my relic. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, if I need to. Also, why did they wait until, like, you start a duty to tell you that your gear is, like, noticeably low? Why don't they tell you, like, at the end of the duty so, like, you can finish things up and you can... The first thing you do is like, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this repaired. No, let's tell them at the very start of a duty. That way they forget that they have low durability gear currently on, and then just, you know, queue directly into the next thing without actually repairing their gear. Like, that makes sense. Or even like as soon as you're on the overworld, because that's the kind of shit that matters for ultimates and stuff, right? Like, people have to make sure that they actually have all their stuff leveled in terms of crafting, so that way they can fix their gear while they're in the run. All right, this time we are in fact not going to burn our bloodletters. There we go, there we go. I mean, we still need to use like one more of our AoE bloodletter, but there we go. It works out. And now we have perfect sprint. Oh god. So like, I've already been at this for like close to 3 hours. And I'm not even trying to like get a random drop. We're just trying to hit a level of light. Say that the relic is done. And this dungeon already gives like max light value. At least with auto, I can pull off wrist for a second. Pull it off, do a stretch, fry some rice. No, do not target the seedlings. Target the mother. Shoot her! Shoot her! Ay. And then, like, doing this close to 3 hours with all the yapping on top of that, like, damn, I can feel this in the back of my throat. Now, fortunately, I do also have been drinking, like, plenty of water, as is the want of manatees everywhere. I mean, I'm pretty sure manatees drink a fair amount of water. Like, live in the stuff. You'd think that they would drink it. And if they don't, well then, like, my next question is, why aren't the manatees, like, drinking water? Like, why are they not staying hydrated? Why are they exempt from the routine of self-care that I have had to, like, train myself into doing regularly? We got Paladin's Templar. I'll fetch us a couple of seals. Okay. Back into the Aurum mines with ye. Oh, and again! Again with the gear. Okay, I get it. Fortunately, I did in fact level my crafters, so I can just repair this as is. Just needs a grade 6. This is the benefit of, in fact, leveling your crafters. You can just repair gear for cheaper. You don't need to head to a repairman. You don't need to participate in the mass deflation of goods and services. I mean, the other reason is that you just get to like meld your own materia. It's like, hey, you know what? Sometimes that's actually what you need to do. Sometimes I need to actually meld my materia myself. Granted, it's for relics as opposed to, say, actual raid materia, but, you know, we take what we get. Get Aurum. I mean, the actual type of piece that we get from here is kind of irrelevant because it's all going to go for 282 regardless. It just matters that we got it to begin with. And like, this is also just going to be B-roll footage for whatever part 2 of I played 500 hours of Realm Reborn is going to be. Which also just kind of begs the question, like, what is my /PT? Alright, all those guys are dead. One straight shot, you're finished. And we are up before sprint comes off cooldown. That is the sign of a good run. Here, get our leathers. We can't obtain the Aurum Smalls. We already possess the Aurum Smalls. Do it this way so that way everyone gets a chance to grab the Aurum Smalls. Everyone gets a chance to get ye old bikini pants. I still don't know what the fucking beach episode is gonna be, by the way. That was the thing I promised like 2 years ago with the subathon. No, that was my donut, whatever. My please give me money so I can afford to buy my medication day. Which, hey, by the way, now that I can actually like get a proper health card from the ICBC, aka the Canadian DMV, but not quite, I don't have to pay $300 every 3 months just to get the thing I need to live. Hallelujah. I'm not like claiming that I have it better or worse than, you know, fucking insulin takers. Like, God bless ye. But God, that sure was freaking annoying to have to pay $300 every few months when we're already on a low income household. Yeah, it turns out that universal healthcare is only if you live here. It's like, hey, you know what? I actually get that now. I can actually finally get vaccinated. I can get vaccinated. I don't have to worry about the plague. I'm going to have one hell of a weekend trying to recover from the fucking vaccine, but like, oh, baby, I no longer have to like, you know, be paranoid that this is it. This is the cough that like turns me in. This is my tuberculosis writer moment. And now that I'm not going to be getting 300 taken out of our wallet, that's going to be 300 that we save. And then also on top of that, I might be eligible to apply for disability as well. If I could get on disability, then my wife also has disability. And my husband is getting a tax break because I'm a dependent on disability. Then maybe, just maybe, we can actually think about getting a home at some point. Didn't I give you the straight shot? And let me tell you, chat, the idea of having my own home has never been more, like, goal worthy. That makes sense. Like, you know, when you're younger, and you don't really appreciate the freedom that comes with having a home, because you've always just kind of lived out of other people's homes to begin with, whether it's your parents or your friends or anything like that. Like, it hits different when you spend time living on your own, living with partners, and being like, actually, you know what? I get it now. I get the need for space. I want the space. Please give me the space. And then you get the space, and it just feels so good. Like, we get more space, we actually get room for 3D printing. That is huge. That is something my husband has been wanting for like a while. With 3D printing, we can make our own custom handles for the Beyblades. We can print minis for Warhammer. We can print custom pieces for storage. We can just have more storage. Do you realize how many books we have? We are factually almost a small library with how many books we have. I think we're only like a couple hundred short. And hey, you know what? Light novels come out with enough volumes a year to just cover all that by themselves. Oh, God. Like, the hard part is that right now we have these books, but we don't have enough bookshelves for the books that we have right now. And it's... Oh, my husband has like 5 stacks of light novels just on the floor, stacked around his desk, because he has nowhere else to put them. That's right. With just 5 Prime subs a month, you too can help a man get his book collection off the floor and into a proper storage case. You get it? Practically have your own library, but with anime and anime DVDs and Blu-rays. Yeah, that's the real shit. That's the real struggle that I'm talking about. 301. Are we just like not beating our 257 best? We might not be. Like, I don't think we've gotten a sub 3 minutes since then. $26,000. All right, how? The Relic exhibits intense etheric activity. Soul attunement draws near. Holy shit! Can we actually like get this? Can we actually like high roll into this, maybe? I mean, it'd be great if it happened like on stream. Need to get off your ass and put together that new shelf you bought. If you already have the shelf, then like do it brother. Like, put me on in the background and like I'll hang out while we do it. We can just like, I don't know, I mean, I guess we're pretty much doing exactly what we're doing, except you're putting together a shelf and I'm talking about needing more shelves. Actually, it's not even the shelf space, I just need more space for shelves. Like, we can go down to IKEA and get some more cheap shelves, but what do you do when just there's nowhere to put the fucking shelves? We can't all be, you know, magnetized miniatures hanging off the wall because, you know, gravity is a theory, not a... gravity being a theory is a suggestion, not a fact. At least if you're an orc, it is. Like, you know, I would hope that as a resident of Earth, that you don't feel the need to argue the logistics of gravity. I mean, sure, yeah, you can, but I think at that point we're getting into like quantum theory territory. After you bought the last one, you kind of shocked at how much stuff you had bought and almost nearly filled it up. Oh, that is like, that is real. That is so real. Like, you get the new space and you're like, oh man, I can finally go ahead and get this organized, and you're just like, oh, what the hell? What the hell? Like, even when we had to like tidy up our little cubby, we had this cubby that's in the alcove next to a closet. It's just like it's like a little indent. I'm not sure exactly what it was originally designed for. I should be sprinting here. But we just kind of shoved a bunch of stuff into it when we first moved in because we didn't have the time or energy to get everything perfectly organized. And we kept saying, you know what, someday we're going to get this done. Someday we're going to get this done. And it just got to a point where it had to be done. So we did it, and we pulled it all out. We got rid of all the junk, and then we organized it. We said, okay, this is what we want to keep. This is what we want to throw out. And even then, it filled up so fast that we go, oh, wait. Maybe we don't have as much room as what we thought we were. Because I had visions of getting this cubby clear and then suddenly getting all those books off the floor. But no, it's just... now it's just not leaking out on the floor in front of the area. I'm not sure what the pushback was. Other Morble things. Dungeon Siege 4. 10 points. Complete 300 instanced dungeons or raids. Gives me the title of Dungeon Master. Okay, that's cute. I like that. Sometimes you really do just like get a lot of incidental benefits from doing one of these grinds. And I'm pretty sure, like... yeah, it's just a 2-minute draws near. By the way, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me while I do this. This has actually just made this so much easier to bear. Like, legitimately. I said it before and I'll say it again. I would be losing my goddamn mind if I was doing this on my own, even with a video to watch. Most people, they would be doing this like over the course of, say, a couple of days at least. But like, yo, you see some yapping opportunities, you take it. Why did I miss a bloodletter? I must have. You only wish you could have gotten a big shelf like you wanted originally. Good old 72 by 40 inch was too big for the space you had. God, that is also real. I wanted to get another bookshelf, and I thought that there was like some room we had, but then I remembered that one of the reasons why we have a bookshelf by the back patio door, which is actually a horrible place to store books, by the way. You don't want your books looking at the weather. But, Corey has completed the venture. Excellent. One of the reasons why we had the bookcase there is because it keeps the couch from sliding. Alright, coin letter, you are officially cooked. Leave the chest. Put the door materials in the bag. Keeps the couch from sliding. Well, you do what you gotta do sometimes. It sure does. It sure does. Although I wonder if the couch would actually like... oh no. But even if like it's an L-shaped couch, it's still gonna slide. The couch we had originally was a 2-piece that was like really unstable, but it would still just factually block off the patio without like some sort of form of resistance. I feel like if we could find like some sort of door stop type thing though, like maybe it doesn't have to be a bookcase, maybe it can be like a chest or something like that. But then the question becomes, well, okay, smart girl, You went ahead, you got yourself a bookcase to free yourself up to put some other stuff. Where are you gonna put the goddamn bookcase? Where's my flying car, Bruce? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. Where do you just like get infinite space? How do you solve the scarcity resource that humanity has been fighting over since time itself began? 256. Holy shit. That's a personal best. Got a whole second shaved off of that. Shines with brilliant light. I'm gonna have to like actually check this out. Extreme activity, soul tomb is almost complete. Okay. So it went from draws near to almost complete. It shouldn't be like too many runs, right? No, we don't talk to you to go into Aurum Vale. I talk. Oh wait, oh the Corey. That's right. We gotta go talk to Corey real quick and continue to make the money that we need to power up the rest of the Zodiac grind. Like, oh god. So people were talking about, you know, lack of content when we were in the Endwalker patches between this and Dawn Trail, and they were like, there's no content, there's no content, there's no content. Motherfuckers! Motherfuckers, go work on your Zodiac relics. You want to just like burn time? This is like the biggest time burner of all time. Like, you're trying to keep an entire fan base occupied between your main game launch and your first ever fucking expansion. And you want to talk about not having like any content whatsoever? Like, this is the real one. Got plenty seeds for this. So you got I don't think we have to worry about like anything that's like super high level. I'm not business of trying to get any of this. Maybe like the silkworm cocoons, those can go for a pretty penny. But I would rather go for more light seeds, I think. Crystals also aren't bad. You go out and get some pigments. I probably just send you after crystals. Yeah, and then all this is just like chump change my very first botanist blog. Yeah, let's go ahead and like double check to see what our crystal supply looks like. We are in dire need of like so much. All right, some fire crystals. Then hold on, what is our current cobalt supply? We currently back probably. Alright, so we're gonna need one more load before we just shove this off. Like, don't sell your cobalts in stacks of 50. That's how people know. Sell them in stacks of 99. Like, yep, little sucker business is riding our shoulder. We're not gonna be long for this world. We got like half an hour left. Yeah, we got like half an hour left to stream. I'm getting sleepy because I'm using up all the brain power just yapping. Why am I talking to you? I don't need to talk to you. You can talk to the hand. I'm busy talking to chat. Sir, I'm sorry. I am talking to my chat. It's like that woman who's on the phone in the bank line. She's like, sorry, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your chat. Ma'am, I am in your chat right now spamming the dino dancing emoji. Please, please, for the sake of everyone else, just like make your withdrawal and then go back home. No one else wants to listen to you talk about like whether the dress is black and blue or not. Getting sleepy, aren't there like 10 time zones behind you? I mean, yeah, but like you can be sleepy and not, you know, necessarily be within that time zone. Like for one thing, you know, yapping does in fact take a lot of energy. And for that other fact, like I just had a lot of racing thoughts last night. Like even though I must regrettably announce that I will not be continuing with Genshin Impact. I did try it out for a few hours last night, and having to process a lot of those thoughts in terms of what I thought about the game and also the things that I liked and did not like made for a very restless sleep. I do in fact still see gotcha banners in my sleep, for better and for worse. And so, you know, these are just the times that try men's souls. It is unfortunately very regrettable. And hey, you know what? That's not necessarily just like a Genshin thing. It's a thing that happens pretty regularly. In fact, if I get a new game or a new project and I just want to think about it all the time, I'm going to spend most of my time tossing and turning and dreaming about that. Most people will say I dream of Genie. Well, in fact, I dream of things like Tanya reincarnate. Which in fact does happen quite frequently. They call them racing thoughts, and it is a plague upon people with ADHD. Like, I take the melatonin, I take the good sleep pills, and this still happens. And you know, some days it's easier to deal with than others. Some days I can get up and I'm like, okay, you know what? I am ready to work. I'm ready to go ahead and do this thing. And then other times it's like, okay, here's a pleasant dream that kind of succinctly comes up with all your insecurities. This is a dream sequence that the author included specifically because we haven't hammered it home yet to the audience just how important it is that you find acceptance and succor in the bosom of your fellow human being. And hey, you know what? That's none of my business. Brilliant light. Go straight into the next one. There's just no way it like goes off after like only one or two, right? You've been considering taking some melatonin, though sometimes you think waking up in the middle of the night's sleep is bladder related. Honestly, it could be. That's definitely been some people I know, especially some trans folk have to deal with the Spyro. The Spyro tends to be very bladder exercising. Let's see. This. You're okay with popping some of these buffs a little earlier because by George, you are not gonna need the entirety of the buff run in order to clear off the buff. I was about to say, does the stream bot actually have the correct link for the YouTube VODs? But I think it does. Yeah, it's got the right URL. That's it. That looks about right. Honestly, though, the melatonin is such a cheat. When the melatonin works, it works so good. Sometimes it feels like it doesn't, but I think that's only because I've gotten so used to a certain quality of sleep that the melatonin has facilitated that I forget what it's like pre-sleep, before pre-melatonin, a little BM, if you will. Like that quality level of sleep is just like so much better. I don't know how I ever fell asleep before then. Although a lot of that was probably just continuously rolling around anyway. A lot of that was, well, I'm going to think until I fall asleep. And then because I don't actually have nearly as much agency as what I think I do, I will just fall asleep. Also just like, normal work exhaustion. That was probably like a big part of it. Because I'm not actively exhausting my body the way that I used to. I'm actually taking care of myself. It leads to the mind being in a position where it needs just more time to process. And it's like, hey, you know what? You're lying down now. You're not doing anything. What if we just started running the Windows update right now, this second? And you're like, no, well, can't I opt out of this later? Can't I schedule this for later? And I'm like, no, you can't. Like, maybe you can try some meditation. That's been my real go-to. Anytime I start having way too many other thoughts, I just go straight into, okay, deep breath. Remember the nice, cool, grassy meadow with the wind blowing the grass back and forth like ye old Ghibli movie. That's been my go-to metaphorical thing to help me get through the day. And like it works. It works, but sometimes sometimes you just get a little lost in the sauce worrying about this and that. Oh, baby, come on. I want this to be over. I want this to be over so I can get this on stream. It's almost complete. Yeah, ma'am, please. You are very tall. I mean, we probably would be done if I wasn't stopping to catch all these seals, but like, you gotta keep the fun. You gotta keep the grind fun, or else it's just, you're not gonna get what you want out of it. That's true for like anything in life. You go through life and you always only tunnel vision on doing the one thing. You're gonna be disappointed when you get there. Give melatonin a try before you try. I think you'll give it a try before you try the melatonin. I think the holiday work schedule contributes to your irregular sleeping habit. That goes without saying. Like, if you're working like super extra hours because you got called in, because capitalism marches forward and the holidays demand that you sacrifice your body for those that can actually afford to participate in what we call an economic-based oppression, then yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that's going to mess with your sleep schedule. I cannot get off of the Marxist tangents. Like, I am hashtag sorry, not sorry for the unwilling participants in this. I understand perfectly well that sometimes you just want to get away from things. You want a place to relax. But it's just this sort of thing, the economic inequality of our times and the way that we treat humans being correlated to their monetary production is just something that I have been thinking about non-stop ever since I started writing Salvation. Like that is unfortunately just a fact and a major theme in a book that means a lot to me. Like, imagine for a second, if you will, that there are in fact demons that rule the land, and like, hey, you know what? You live in the States, that you don't have to imagine all that hard. Not that difficult. And they all play by very specific rules, and they say, hey, you know what? This is a fun land. This is your old Disneyland, and you can have like the greatest time ever. You just have to, play the system by the rules. And by the way, these are the rules. And also, by the way, we're playing under what are essentially very different rules because we have so much more power than you do. Like, you think about that a lot. It's really hard for you to just, like, not see that everywhere. And you go, wow, this is so absurd. How is not that more people are upset by this, and you see it, they go, oh, right, it's because they still think they can win, because we told them that that everything is a game and they can win the game. They can't imagine a scenario where they are playing an unwinnable game, because that's just not how life works, right? That is, that's not what all of our literature and stories are built around. It's all built around the idea that you can do literally whatever. Like, you want to be the millionaire? Like, yeah, you can be the millionaire. By all means, go ahead and be the millionaire. Like, this is, in fact, exactly what the movie Parasite was all about. All right. Wait, unable to. Oh, wait. What was the time on that? 313? Yeah, it's fine. And we even got the Miser's Folly Orchestra roll. We got 6 of those. And 18 marble cards. Tell me on. Please tell me on. Like, I think about my book. I think about this book that I love so much and putting so much of my time and effort into. And I just keep thinking about class warfare. And I think that's part of why I have watched so many leftist videos, as I understand, because I just have like this inherent fascination with this main axis that has ruined my life. And I just, it's, you know how anytime a Disney villain makes it clear that they are doing what they're doing not for like any deep-seated philosophical reason or anything like that, but it's literally just for hashtag the money, and you're like, oh my god, that's so boring. Can't they have like an interesting motive? Can't they be more like, a Frollo or something where they're, internally conflicted or anything like that? Why are these villains so cartoonishly evil? Motherfucker! Motherfucker! That is factually the only reason why some of these people are doing the awful things that they're doing. It's because they don't have enough money. Real life is stranger than fiction, and so much sillier. And I have never been able to get over this. I used to think, I used to sincerely believe that there was no such thing as a mustache twirling villain. And then as I became more aware of the world around me, I understood that this was in fact not the case. They are in fact this shallow. They are in fact this petty and this greedy, and it's just the most mind-boggling thing I have ever understood. Literal insanity, literal absurdity. And that is just the thing that I want to capture in this book. This book I call Salvation. This book that, takes up half of my emote slots. Because it is absurd. It is absurd that the healthcare system is this cartoonishly evil. It is absurd that, we have a guy who just walks in on a CEO, kills him, and then his stockholders walk over him to get to their meeting. You've always harbored the idea that the wealthiest elites aren't all there mentally. No, they're not, because they haven't had to develop mentally. Like, that's the thing too. You look at classic stories of like kings and sovereignty, of feudalism and all that, and it's like, okay, and there's some validity here in terms of like people who have spent their entire life being raised and trained to perform a function. Like, oh hey, soul attunement complete. Fuck yeah. I didn't think we were going to do it. Holy shit. That literally did all my light streaming and light farming in one stream. Nice. But no, you spend all your time learning how to, like, theoretically run a country, but you don't get in touch with the people who actually you're ruling or anything like that. Maybe you learn about policy, but like you spend it all from the perspective of someone who has lived in comfort and has not struggled. And like this is part of why things ended up the way they did, is because people don't trust people who were born ingrained into the system. We don't trust the fucking feudal lord emperors and all that just grew up not actually understanding the responsibility of the thing that they are governing. And it's disgusting. As you said, the only good billionaires are fictional. Bruce Wayne, Tony Stark, Scrooge McDuck. Even then, like, even though you can say, like, those are good people, like, you know, partly because they are fictional characters, they are written as heroes, and they've gone through some experiences that help make them good people. Like, even I'm thinking specifically of, like, Green Arrow, and how, you know, he is still so adamant that billionaires are scumbags, even when it's pointed out that he himself was a billionaire, and he's like, yes, that is factually true. But also, that's just the thing. They're absolutely still fictionalized. You realize that most millionaires and billionaires would factually be able to contribute more money and do more good for the world if they fucking paid their taxes rather than putting that money into philanthropy? Like, it is factually true. It is factually true. And I still think about that. Alright, so we have all the light infused into the Zodiac. So, the relic is bursting with etheric activity, soul achievement complete. I should be able to just swap this with my placeholder bow, right? Okay. I don't like how this is. How that. You wish to alter the properties of relic as granted by materia. Present me a sphere scroll. No, that's not. Hold on. Which way am I supposed to be going for this? This is the Artemis Bow Novus. It is infused with light. Rolls over there. Hold on. Let me check my guide real quick. Yeah, I was using a guide on the thing. So let's see. Newborns are reaches. Let's see. 2,000 light. This step will involve you gathering 4 different. Hold on. Return the Josla. It's like weapon, relic weapon Novus in hand. Novus in hand. God damn it. Look at this. Look at this. It's got Novus Soul Glazing, Novus Enhancement, Novus Modification, Nexus Modification. Cannot be get unless you lend me the weapon. I don't like how the quest looks. Right now it looks like it's locked. And so it makes you wonder, like, what the hell you're supposed to be doing. Ah, yes, the telltale humming of power yearning to be set free. I scarcely require a Zodiac glass to see that your weapon's soul energy is now fully attuned. The soul glaze coating has served its purpose. The time is ripe for it to come off. So take but a moment. Ah, glazed soul. Ooh. Your weapon has awakened to its latent potential. Take it up once more and feel its newfound power course through you. Hey! Aspire the Nexus. 10 points. Does that come with a cool title? It does not. Alright, so next up, we're going to go to Novus Modification? No. In order, you must be equipped with the relic weapon. Oh, wait, that's right. I have to be equipped with it. So equip it. There we go. Update. There we go. All right. Check. Would you look at that, chat? It's got the nice little spirals and everything. Like that. That is a good looking relic. You'd love to see that. This next one is going to be I'm going to go ahead and start this next one, and then we'll see about rating. Just so that way we can get this for some people. I can actually go ahead and that personal best. Personal best was 256. Oh, come tell me, how fares your relic? Splendid, splendid. Why, I dare say our efforts with soul energy have been well worth it. I suppose this is when I ordinarily reveal my grand plan for further enhancing your relic. It shames me to say that I have none to share. Not for a lack of thought, though. I revisited each step of your journey, starting with the relic's initial infusion of Thavarian mist. From there, I have considered your painstaking collection of crystallized souls and how each of the 12 varieties of Atma were infused into your relic thereafter. I reflected on asking you to walk in the footsteps of the Zodiac Braves, and how you absorbed the light of slain souls into your relic. Did not such efforts yield a mightier weapon still? Indeed they did, as did using a sphere scroll to imbue your relic with the fortifying strength of materia made into light. Finally, I've dwelt upon our application of soul glaze so that all the energies became aligned with the weapon. By my estimations, you now hold an arm of unparalleled soul attunement because of it. It has been quite the winding road we've walked, but we have traversed it with success, and I would perfect your relic no matter how long it takes. Yet. Well, as I said, I have done all I think I can do. The soul within your relic must be close to that of the arm of legend I desire to recreate. What comes next? Mayhap the nature of the soul in your relic is lacking? No, that cannot be. Please, them all, do not mistake my pessimism for a lack of will. I simply lack for a way. I'm at wit's end, unable to see the forest for the trees, as it were. Although, I'm certain not without allies. What if Geralt holds the answer to this particular conundrum? Can't say I relish the notion, but it would be thoughtless to dismiss the man's curious expertise. I ask you to approach him in my stead. You have convinced the man to lend us his aid before, but chance you can do so again. Alright, and I will end it there. Let's head back. Oh wait, I could just hit the... Alright then. So, plans for next week. I am definitely gonna be not here on Friday. We may be doing one of our late night streams for Magic tomorrow, which would be very nice. I've been enjoying having the freedom to just kind of pick and choose which night I am gonna be doing those late night streams on. I will definitely be back the Friday after next, though. I'm going to continue working on said relic weapon stuff beforehand. Beforehand. I'll be posting pictures on Blue Sky about the progress, so look forward to that. Actually, gotta
You telling me it's shrimp fried this rise?
Ron, thank you so much for the shrimp check. We are going to be raiding into Lila and Tag. I'm pretty sure they're streaming right now. Anytime Lila has a free Friday, that's what they've been doing. Unless she is like super, super sick. No! No, no, Lila! No, Lila! Okay. Who do we have? Have enough people to raid? We do. Yeah, we got enough people to raid. Proxy hit me up earlier. She's actually doing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So let's go ahead and we'll start the raid there. And then, like I said, keep an eye out for the Gorilla stream next week for Magic. Keep an eye on Blue Sky if you want to follow along with Relic Weapon progress. And keep an eye on the V Chronicle channel for the Golfing with Friends VOD that's going to be coming out as a supercut. Until then, we'll see you next time. Same hero time, same hero channel. Later, folks.